Right. I I think we're beginning, and I will just confirm when it's gone through. And I can see myself. Let's see. And we are
You only
live. Hello, everyone. This is a very weird situation. Usually I am debating people, but today I am moderating a debate between the Apex Mind and Joe. The Apex Mind has been on this channel
Oh,
before. Hello, you two. Would you like to introduce yourself at all, either of you? If so, Joe first.
yeah, my name's Joe. I'm a vegan dude. Um, Longtime fan of Vegan Gays, and longtime shit poster. And here I am to do a little vegan debate.
As for you, Apex.
Hello everyone, this is the Apex Mind, and today I'm going to take the anti-vegan side of the argument. I'm going to be critical of the vegan stance. Personally, in my own life, I'm a vegetarian. I do not eat eggs either, just like milk and milk products due to religious reasons. And I'm also new to YouTube, and it's a great opportunity to talk to people who want to discuss deep issues of life and morality and all of that.
Absolutely. And as Apex says, he will be taking the anti vegan position. That's the affirmative on the proposition that animals are not worthy of analogous moral consideration to humans. So, what we're going to do, we're going to have two 5 minute opening statements. The Apex's mind is going to go first. So, if you're ready, Apex, we can start. Is that okay?
Yes, honestly, I had this whiteboard prepared, but because of the flip of the camera, I don't think you guys can read it. I'll still go through it just in case.
Okay, let's begin
So,
now.
yeah, so veganism and essentially the topic of this debate is that we shouldn't kill animals or exploit them, right? That is the ethic of veganism, and it's based on the claim or the philosophical claim that animal life is equivalent to human life. That is why the topic of the debate, which is both are analogous. Now, what is ethics? Ethics is the branch of philosophy which decides what is right and what is wrong. There are two types of thoughts in ethics, which is the moral relativist thought and the moral realism thought. So the moral relativist thought says that your ethics and your morality depends on the culture that you're born in, your immediate society, whatever majority of the people believe in, and morals can be subjective is essentially what it means to say. While on the other hand, moral realism states that something is either bad or something is either good. If there are X number of things that you can do, some of them are bad, some of them are good, and there is a rule book to that. My assertion here is that veganism does not fall into moral relativism, because the moment veganism accepts that people can have subjective morality, they cannot assert that everyone should be a vegan and veganism is a ethic to be followed, rather just a choice. And if they claim that it is moral realism, it falls under moral realism, they'll have to prove that it is universal in nature and that it is logically consistent uh, under ethics. And I do not believe it is ethically inconsistent. I believe it is ethically inconsistent. Why is that? The main thing about veganism is that it believes that animal life is greater than plant life, or animal life is greater than insect life, on the basis of a metric of sentience, right? If something is sentience, their suffering matters. If something is not sentient, it cannot suffer, because suffering is defined by the means of sentience. But what it does is that it introduces a graded moral consideration for life, biological life, that some life requires less moral consideration than other life. And if we follow that logic, therefore human life should also be either greater than animal life, or at least have a different moral consideration from animal life. And as such, the base claim that animal life and human life are equal, it evaporates. So this is my opening statement for this debate.
Okay, excellent. That was 2.5 minutes, so that's lovely. Just to double check, would you both be okay with a Q&A afterwards if we run it to an hour after Joe's five
Sure, sure.
minute? Yeah. Okay, cool. So
Sure.
if anyone wants to ask any questions, just know you can put them in as when the Q&A comes, or send them to me. I'll try and see them. But yeah, if you are ready, then Joe, we will begin now.
All right. So I'll just respond to a little bit of what you said there. Your claim, or I think you might have the claim wrong. The debate prop was animals are not worthy of analogous moral consideration to humans, which analogous kind of cashes out to trade adjusted rights. And we can go over that later, but so I would just take contention with the claim that you wrote there that animal life equals human life. I don't think any vegans claim that. There are differences between humans and non-humans. And then also, during this debate, we aren't really going to go over like meta ethics and like what is truth, what is knowledge. I just want to kind of interview you, the apex mind, on what your ethics are. And I would assume that you are against exploiting and killing humans, so we will explore that. So that's my quick 1-minute response to your opening. Now let me go over my opening statement. So I'll just tell a little story. When I went vegan almost 6 years ago, I was swayed away from carnism with a dialectical tool known as name the trait. The dialectic seeks to find a morally relevant trait or set of traits that exists in humans that, if removed, would account for the differential moral attitudes and behaviors towards non-human animals. The dialectic can also be used in the opposite way. Perhaps there is a trait or set of traits present in non-human animals that, if added to the human, would account for this difference. There are two possible worlds in which I live. World 1, I'm a vegan. World 2, I am a carnist, which is a non-vegan. I realize that veganism is a non-action, as in a vegan simply chooses to do fewer things than a carnist. Enslavement, exploitation, and ultimately stabbing and or gassing sentient beings to death, or in the case of India, starvation, slow death from digestion of plastics, or being attacked by people or other animals with a deadly result. To do these actions, one must ethically justify the actions. Humans and non-human animals do have many differences, but they also share many traits. When I was confronted with this dialectic, I could not find a morally significant trait that could be removed from humans, which would account for the differential in my behavior. So since I could not find this trait or set of traits, I went vegan. The burden of proof is on the non-vegan to justify their asymmetrical attitude and behavior towards non-human animals. Let me reason by analogy. And to be clear, this is an analogy. I am not making an equivalence. There is a group of people who wish to mine precious metals and resources on an island. The island is inhabited by a group of people, and the mining operation would entail killing these people. There is another island that is uninhabited. The island is just a little bit further away, but it has the exact same precious metals and materials which the group wishes to extract. The group of people who oppose the colonialism see no reason to choose the island with the inhabitants. The opposition does not need to justify why not to invade these people and extract the minerals. They see it as needlessly inhumane, on its face, and probably cruel, especially with the fact that there is another island with no people or even animals living on it. The group taking the affirmative needs to provide a justification for this violence. This is similar to the vegan debate. The vegan is simply, to put it blunt, not stabbing. The one whose actions entail stabbing will need to provide the justification. To justify these acts, the non-vegan must provide a trait or set of traits which can be removed from humans, which would justify this treatment. So to end my opening statement, I ask you, what is the morally relevant difference between humans and non-humans which justifies you to behave differently towards these non-human animals? What is the difference which accounts for enslavement, forcible impregnation, separation of mothers from children, exploitation, and eventual stabbing to death or starvation?
Are you finished?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. So that was 4 minutes. Lovely. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have minimal participation. I obviously am a vegan, so I'm going to be biased here, but I'm taking the position of a mod, so I'm going to try my very best to be non-partisan. So minimal participation. If it's not on track or anything like that, or it feels like I need to act as a mod, I shall. But other than that, I feel like we should just get into open debate if you two are both happy with this. Okay.
Sounds great.
Begin.
Yeah, so I guess, do you have an answer to the dialectical question? What is the morally relevant difference for the asymmetrical attitude?
human beings can qualify as moral agents, animals cannot qualify as moral agents, which then makes it so that morality is a consideration for and by humans, and therefore does not apply to any other species.
Okay, so the trait you named is moral. Sorry, can you say that again? Moral agent.
So moral agency will be the trait.
Okay, so
Whether or not morals can be applied to them, and whether or not they can think and enact on morals.
okay, so if I find a human who cannot have moral agency, say for instance a child, an elderly person with dementia, or possibly a human with cognitive impairment, or even
Mm-hmm.
maybe a human who previously had moral agency but was in an accident. Say they were in a car accident and they hit their head really hard and they
Uh-huh.
lost the ability to have moral agency. They got like brain damage, part of their brain got hurt, and they no longer have moral agency. But we still take care of them. They're, you know, so would it be okay to stab them if they don't have moral
Moral
agency?
moral agency is twofold. The first part of moral agency is to be able to act on morals, and the second part of moral agency would be that you come under the consideration of morals. All ethics, all schools of thoughts that are ethics, whether it is consequentialism, whether it is deontologicalism, or whether it is even virtue ethics, are human centric, for and by humans. And as such, at the very least, even I think the only argument you can make, even with someone with dementia, right, even if they do not know anything, they still have a sense of right and wrong. That can be challenged for children, right? That maybe children, let's say 6 months old, do not have a so-called decision on what is moral and what is immoral. But even then, they will still be taken into the consideration of human beings, because ethics, by its very nature, is anthropomorphic.
Okay,
So
so
they
the
have at least the
trait
second part of moral agency.
is
Yeah.
the trait a conjunction or an inclusive disjunct of able to have a sense of right or wrong and have it applied to them, or is it an and or?
So it's a and or.
Okay, so if I find a human who does not have a sense of right or wrong, we can't stab them because it's or they also have morals applied to them.
Uh, they will have morals applied to them, but they will not be able to use morals, because it's an and or situation. Even if one of the traits qualify, then at
Yeah.
that point you have to take them into consideration.
Yeah, so we remove the trait that they have a sense of right or wrong, and we still can't stab them, correct? Because, like a 6 month old child, we're not going to stab them. And also, like an
Yeah.
elderly person with dementia, we won't stab them because they don't have a sense
Yes.
of right or wrong.
Yes. Active moral agency might not be necessary, but they'll are still taken into passive moral agency of sorts, because again, they once had it, they're going to have it, and at the very least, ethics are something which applies on like human beings.
Okay, so yeah, so like this elderly person with dementia, like my grandma who recently passed away, she didn't know what day it was. She didn't know who my mom was anymore. She didn't know what was right or wrong. She was just kind of like chilling, vibing, getting taken care of in the old folks' home. You would say it's still wrong to stab her to death for a cheeseburger because we just like as a culture applied these ethics to her.
Yeah, because when ethics were made like across all cultures and in even philosophy, ethics are for and by humans. So we have to take into consideration our species. That is the, what do you call, the minimum point of ethics, if that makes sense.
Okay, so let's just take that other trait away. Let's say I find a group of humans, say like on an island, and they don't. That culture does not really value other humans. They're a cannibalistic tribe. Would you find their actions immoral if they exploit and kill humans?
If
Or would you want to intervene and like stop them from
didn't
killing
they,
humans?
wait a second, what happened?
Yeah, your
Just
video
give
kind of dropped out there.
yeah, let me just. Okay, I'm back. So no, even then, by the virtue of being the same species, they are still taking into consideration, right? Because even Aristotle, when he was going on about virtue ethics, he defined ethics or his virtue ethics as about human prosperity or human, what do you call, overall well-being. So humanity is something which is central to ethics, to its origin and to its effect.
just that's interesting. But like for you personally, Apex, if you found this island of like cannibals and they were exploiting and killing humans, and it was part of their culture that this is just fine to do. There's like a subset of humans within their culture that are lesser, maybe they're a different skin color or something. Would you want to intervene with them and like stop them from killing these humans, or would you just say that's perfectly fine, that's their culture, they're farming humans, and I'll just let them go about it, but that's not for me to say? Or would you personally find issue with that they're killing humans?
What humans are they killing? The one who also do not have any form of moral agency and who
Yeah,
are from
yeah,
the same island, or people from outside?
exactly. This island has two sets of people. There's like a higher class, call them like the royalty or whatever, and then there's like a lower class. This lower class, they have like the same cognition of like a pig or a cow, and they're not very smart, but hypothetically, we could take care of them in our society in the Western world or even Eastern world, and like in India. We could take them under
Would
our care and give them a good life.
would you
But
consider them then, like on the, let's say, sophistication, or in the terms of intelligence, they are different enough from us for us to think of them as non-human?
no, they're still human. So it would be like a mentally disabled person or a
Mm-hmm.
child, like a 2-year old or
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
They
The
they
thing.
have human DNA. They look exactly like us. They are us. They're just like a different skin color.
Mhm.
Uh, and yeah, they're just not very smart. They were like bred that way.
Mhm.
And this
If they
higher
are human beings,
class,
then ethics would
yeah,
apply
this
to
this,
them, and
this
as
higher
such,
class
you'll
on
have to.
this island culture, they just exploit and kill them because they can. They have power over them, and they don't have the cognition, and their culture dictates that this is morally permissible.
Yeah, I will have to intervene simply for the fact that they are also human beings, right? For example, animals often kill each other, animal often hunt each other. They live in savannas where all sorts of murder and genocide happen. I do not go there to intervene. I do not think it is immoral because, again, they are not moral agents and they do not come under the anthropomorphic understanding of ethics.
Okay, so it seems like we might have run into a contradiction there because you said it was the case that it was having moral agency and or having morals applied to them. And in this
Morals
case,
can be applied to them if they're human beings.
yeah, in
That's the
this
thing.
case, yeah, in this case, in this culture, they don't really care about that, and you would intervene, Apex. You would find that problematic.
No. In whether even within this culture, if they do not find, let's say, murder to be wrong, right? But virtue ethics would dictate that they are a human being, and therefore b, they are valuable for human flourishing or human fulfillment, and as such, I will have to take their suffering and their well-being into account as well,
Okay, so you follow virtue
as long
ethics.
as you qualify.
That's what.
I'm just
No, I'm just
no,
talking to
I'm
you though,
saying.
not a virtue ethicist. Like, are you a virtue ethicist?
No, no. I'm simply saying, if whatever stance I have, it fails under any of the ethics, whether it is like no, and not any of the ethics. If you have to, my stance will be wrong in the case that it becomes inconsistent within, yeah, any of the ethical standards, whether it is consequentialism, deontologicalism, or no, no, I'm not being very clear. Just give me a second. But okay, for the purposes of this, let's say, debate, let's go with virtue ethics. Personally, my set of ethics is derived from Vedanta, so the Vedic philosophy.
Okay, so for you personally, you would find it wrong to kill for these people to be killing these humans, correct?
No, not necessarily. I mean, if they are segregated, if that is their own society, which is
Yeah, on their society,
in
like,
no
would
way
you
impactful,
you
and
you
if
don't
they
you
are
don't find any issue
like,
with that? Just you personally, yeah. We're
mm,
not talking like meta ethics here. You can go into deontology, whatever, different time. But just you personally, like, if this island existed, you would just be like, that's chill. They can do that. They can just kill these humans and make cheeseburgers out of them. I don't really mind.
so so let me just get this clear. They're like on on the basis of intelligence, they, or like even sentience, they're on the level of your average animal rather than the average human being, right?
Yeah, like a 2-year-old child. let's just use that, like 2-year-old, they don't know right from wrong. Sometimes they might hit each other by accident because they're like 2-year-olds, but you know, we can take care of them. We can
So
feed them, give them a good life. They're happy. They have subjective
So
experience, emotions.
and it's a completely segregated society, and it's in no way, shape, or form impacting any of the rest of the world, right?
Yeah, it's an island. Let's make up a number. There's like 500,000 people living there, and 400,000 of them are these subhumans, we can call them. That might be a triggering word, but yeah, there's subhumans, and then there's the humans, but they all have human DNA. They were bred this way, and you know, they look just like us. And just for sake of hypothetical, just to make it even like easier to distinguish, like the subhumans are white, and then like the people in charge are brown skinned or something. So like all the white people
It
are,
doesn't matter.
yeah,
The race
whatever.
thing is not
You can
relevant to
make up
this.
more of the story,
Yeah.
but yeah. And it's been this way for
Anything.
thousands of
Just
years, and yeah, they're just like
mhm.
they have the intelligence of like a 2-year-old child. Perfectly
They have
happy.
their own.
They get along. But like when they're like a few years old, we just like slit their throats and turn them into cheeseburgers. Well, not we, the higher class people.
They
Yeah,
and those higher class
yeah,
people there are
sorry.
also the same as them.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
the
So
same.
it's
They're just
a
like bred into existence as like lower subhuman. They just have less
it
intelligence.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It doesn't matter if it's the masters or if it's the lower class. Either way, they are the same intelligence, and everything else is aligned, except for the position that they occupy in society.
No, the position they occupy in society is different because of their cognitive difference. Like the
So
2-year-old, the people with the 2-year-old cognition could never hold power in society because
okay,
they have like,
so the upper class in that particular society is regular human beings.
yep, regular as in me or you. We can have a philosophical talk. We can get on video call and figure out how to set up a microphone. And yeah, and then the lower class would be like a 2-year-old child, but they're still like adult sized. They just have like the brain of a 2-year-old, and it's been this way for thousands and thousands of years. Would you take issue with them being exploited? The females are milked. They take milk from the human females. They unfortunately impregnate them, take their babies away. And then if they're a male baby, they just like chop their heads off. Would you take issue with this culture, or would you just be like, meh?
I might, but I will, but not as much as if it was a regular society in which this was happening with regular human beings. Does that make sense?
So you do take issue, and do you
I do
think
take issue, but it's not to the extent of a regular society's. If the amount of issue I'll take with a regular society.
so? You do take issue. So there is still seemingly like some asymmetry between humans,
Yeah.
even if they're trait equalized to an animal and animals. So what is that trait?
Species.
Even if it's in this like isolated society, you still take issue with it. What is this trait differential?
It's proximity to what I am. If that makes sense.
Is it like
There
a
is a reason.
spatial proximity,
there
or
is-
just like knowledge of it? Or if the island's like 1,000 miles away,
How
is it
s-
more unethical?
How
Is that what you're getting at?
how similar of a being they are to me, if that makes sense, because empathy is to be able to feel something, mirror something that someone else feels, right? So you are able to mirror their emotions, you have to understand what they are. So uh, the more similar something is to me, the more moral consideration or weightage I have, or even in proximity relationships. For example, if let's say someone is my wife, say someone is my child, I will put a higher moral consideration on their life rather than the life of a stranger. I'll put an even lesser moral consideration on the life of someone who, let's say, is a sociopath. Right. And similarly, I will put even less moral consideration on a set of people who are, for all intents and purposes, as you said, subhuman. So it will depend on, it will be a moral gradient, right? I am not saying that animals do not necessarily do not deserve any sort of consideration. The point is, the consideration is below that of human beings. There is a cutoff of sorts, or at least there is a gradient, right? It's a spectrum of moral consideration. The closer that you are to one end, the more moral consideration you'll get.
I completely agree with everything you said there. And I also agree that I would give my wife and children higher moral consideration than a stranger, especially a stranger on the other side of the world. But I don't think that justifies cutting that stranger's head off. And that's what I'm getting at. There is a gradient down to animals, and I don't disagree with you
Mhm,
there at all.
mhm.
It's just I can't find a morally significant difference between humans and non human animals that are sentient that justifies exploiting and then cutting their heads off.
So you do agree that there is like a difference,
Oh,
right?
yeah, for
There
sure.
do exist differences, whether it's in intelligence, whether it is in species, whether it is
Hmm.
in how they form societies, whatever their particular behaviors are, there is a difference. So the question in hand, or the disagreement essentially between vegans and non-vegans at that point, will be that whether the difference in the moral gradient is enough to justify eating, exploiting, and killing animals. Right? That is the question, rather than if there is a difference at all.
Yep, exactly. And I'm just asking, like, what exactly is that difference? That,
I told you, right? See, how you perceive that degree of difference is again very well dependent on the culture that you're born in, right? All the, or the, what do you call, norms that you follow. That is the reason different people have different opinions on, let's say, different forms of media, right? Someone can find a show 10 out of 10, someone else can find that 3 out of 10. These are dependent on your own psychology, these are dependent on your own culture, these are dependent on how you value certain moral and ethical traits. If someone is, for example, a very hardline follower of virtue ethics, that person will say that if the purpose, or if the greatest moral virtue is to increase, let's say, human well-being, overall human flourishing, then I will kill millions and millions of rats and animals to ensure that we have the right pharmaceutical medicines so that cancer can be treated one day, and we do that.
okay, yeah, so I heard culture dictates your ethics, and you kind of made an analogy to like a TV show or a movie being like a 10 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10. And
I mean,
then you brought up
if you
like
go,
cancer
yeah.
treatment as like a justification.
So
Let's just stick to
sure.
food, like taste pleasure. Like we can go into like a like animal testing debate another time because that's more of like a niche gray area, but and that's going to be more of an empirical debate as well. But yeah, just kind of like
Mm,
to justify killing, cutting their head off for food purposes, for clothing purposes, for even entertainment. Sometimes there's like bullfighting and dogfighting and stuff. Vegans are against that as well. So, what is the morally relevant difference between humans and non-humans, which would justify just simply taste pleasure, cutting their head off and then cutting them up and turning them into cheeseburgers?
I get that, but I just want to clear something up. So, since taste and pleasure is again like a very narrow scope for not exploiting and killing animals, that's a big deal. So, is it, let's say, a hardline rule that we follow that we should not kill or exploit animals at all? Or is it dependent on context, and is it dependent on what we can gain and lose from it?
Yeah, I would say it is dependent on context. And vegans, like first and foremost, the behavior that we exhibit day to day is eating. Most people do it 3 times a day. So it's usually the biggest contention of the debate is like, what food do we choose? And vegans just choose food at the grocery store or restaurant that doesn't entail stabbing. And so that's
Right.
usually the context of a vegan debate is, and then the second one is like clothing. So like I don't wear leather. Vegans typically don't wear leather or like wool and that sort of stuff. So you can get into like, is there a threshold that would be met that makes it ethically justifiable to do other actions to animals, such as like self-defense? There might be some countervailing measures, which, so like for instance, if a human attacks me and I'm gonna defend myself and attack the human. Same thing with an animal. Like if a bear attacks me, I'll shoot the bear. Or like if a human's attacking my child, I might end up killing the human. So those are like um, counterfactuals that would come up where you would end up, killing this being. But for the scope of the discussion with veganism, it's usually just like a non-action. Like I'm not stabbing for
Mhm.
food. I am not stabbing for leather, that sort of thing.
Would
So
you,
in this discussion, like,
would you,
go ahead.
sorry. No, no, no. So you just complete what you were saying.
Yeah. Just for the scope of like most vegan discussions, we're just focusing on like food and clothing and entertainment, like that sort of stuff, because that is
Mhm.
like the biggest thing that's happening right now. Most of the victims right now are for food purposes, and
Mhm.
yeah, so that's usually the topic. If you want to go into like more niche gray areas, we could probably do that another time. But yeah, I think
I
like
get that. I get that.
yeah.
Uh, the reason I was like talking about testing, for example, right, is for even you as a vegan, and I'm only assuming, if I am wrong, you can correct me, that if let's say you had to sacrifice 100 mice or like thing for a test, you will like for let's say a grade A pharmaceutical that is going to revolutionize human beings. At that moment, you're going to weigh the consequences, right? And you're going to find that it's okay to do that, perhaps, but it's the same thing is not going to be the case when human beings are, let's say, exploited, or let's say they are tested and killed upon in order to create said pharmaceutical. Then you'll have more of consideration. As such, why is it a contentious or like a difficult uh, thing to accept that some people, or the majority of the people in the world, they believe that killing and eating animals is morally justifiable because they place less of a value in animal lives uh, than someone else does who is, let's say, vegan, because it's both of those things are quite similar, right? In one case, because vegans often point out at the hypocrisy of people, that you wouldn't kill your fellow man, you are not going to kill your neighbor and make him into a ham sandwich and eat it, yet you're going to do that to a poor cow, for example. If that is the case, why couldn't I use the example of lab testing to show that in certain situations, people, if in certain situations even vegans believe that there is a decent enough difference between the species, someone else can just have an opinion that is more extreme. Someone else can just believe that that distinction between human beings and animals is such that I can even eat them.
Yeah, so I'll kind of answer your points there. For the testing example, if the hypothetical were true that you kill 100 mice and it saves all of humanity, I would I would definitely kill the 100 mice in that hypothetical. But if you go into the empirics of it, like lab testing and stuff for animals generally doesn't cross over very well to human outcomes, and that's just a whole empirical debate. That's a separate discussion entirely. So I think it was something like upwards of like 90% of data from animal testing is just like trash and it doesn't go into human health outcomes. In my opinion, would be to just use humans as tests, consenting humans for
Mhm.
pharmaceuticals and
Mhm.
stuff. That would be my take. And the empiricals usually cash out that way, that there's just not very good like animal data is usually just trash for human health outcomes. It's like one of the lowest in the scientific hierarchy of evidence because we're not
Mhm.
rats. So that's my
Mhm.
take on that. And yes, I would. If you give me the trolley problem, 100 mice or all of humanity, 100 mice, yeah, obviously. And then I
Mhm.
would find it not analogous with food because in my example in my opening statement, think of the two islands. One of them has victims and one of them doesn't. For a vegan,
Mhm.
you can either have your
Mhm.
plate full of victims or your plate not full of victims. So you have like kind of two paths you can go down, vegan or non-vegan. The vegan one doesn't entail throats being slit, and the non-vegan one entails throats being slit just for your plate of food.
Right. Since you already considered on the fact that there is a gradient of moral consideration, therefore you yourself already believe that there is a separatable moral distinction between animals and human beings, correct?
Yeah, of course. And if you go back to that testing one, like the 100 mice, if you gave me 100 trait equalized humans, I would kill the 100 humans as well to save all of humanity. So that,
I'm,
like in that
yeah,
hypothetical,
I
I would,
mean,
yeah, I'm consistent there.
sure. The reason I confirmed the gradient thing again was to show that you and almost everyone inherently does have the moral gradient thing, right? Some people have more moral consideration than, let's say, animals, and the so when you ask of me, give me the trait. specific trait or XYZ thing which separates animals from human beings, I am going to ask you what is your reason for giving them different gradients, because you also inherently believe in some trait or some distinction. That is the reason you're saying an adult human being has more of a moral consideration than an adult pig, right? It is something which is inherently within you, within everyone, and it is inherently assumed. As such, uh, the only question is what is or the only point of contention or debate is what is that separatability gap, right? How big is that gap? There is a gap, everyone agrees. There is a trade difference, everyone agrees inherently. But how much can we justify by that is the question.
Yeah. There's definitely going to be a gap. There's going to be differences, but I just can't find a justification to exploit and slit throats. And
Why?
I would need a trait that is just like that can justify that. And maybe just to like um let me share my screen. Let me draw something. Are you okay with that?
Sure.
Okay, so I don't have a whiteboard, but I have MS Paint. Can you see that, or can you see my stream?
I have to click on watch stream. Okay.
Okay, you got it. Okay. So,
Yeah, I can see it now.
okay, I'm going to draw a little Venn diagram. So on one side, we have a circle. This is going to be all the traits that encompass a human.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to copy this. And let's say this is all the traits that encompass a cow.
Yep.
So let me just pull up some Google images. Okay, so on this side, we have a cow.
Mhm.
And over here, let me find a picture of a human. Okay. Over here, we have a human.
Mhm.
And we agree that there are different traits that humans have and cows have, but there are similar traits as well. Some similar traits might be, you know, we're both mammals. We both are on planet Earth. We both have females which produce offspring and create milk. So these are similar traits. This set of traits
Right.
here is all human traits. This set is all cow traits. There are some similarities. And what I'm asking for is like, if you remove all of the traits over here in this red area, if you remove all of these, it would then seem justifiable to slit throats here, right? Because all of these are removed and you're just left with what cows have. So my question is like, what traits in this red area can you remove from humans to then justify slitting their throats?
Is it a question of types and attributable, like what traits, or is it a question of how many traits? Right? Maybe there is a threshold.
Yeah.
Maybe the less the circles meet, the less of a consideration that you have.
Yeah, so like just for example, let's use like the red as like removal. So let's say like I remove hands. Okay, the human no longer has hands. And then the human, let's change their foot to hooves. Now the human's feet are hooves. So now they're like in here. How many traits can you remove, and what are those traits to the point where you can slit their throat? Does that make sense?
Right. Can I also draw something? Which can you make a smaller intersection Venn diagram, like which is barely coming together, if that makes sense. Like it is barely
I'll have to do
overlapping.
some. I'd have to draw another one. Let me make this bigger over here.
Just to let you know, it has been half an hour, and if you want to do an hour total of open discussion and then a Q&A, that you've got half an hour left to wrap up the conversation. If you feel like you haven't notably hashed out your view, then we can possibly continue if we're all in agreement. But yeah, just to let you know, 30 minutes left.
I think we have honed in on the major point of contention, which is like the gradient.
Yeah, I'm just looking for the justification for slitting throats over here.
Sure.
We don't slit throats over
So
here, and there must be something true of these humans that you can remove to then
Right.
justify.
I get that.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying by that example is that it's not a matter of the number of traits. It's a matter of how much it overlaps with humanity, right? If it so it's the amount of traits rather than a particular sort of trait, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and what are those traits?
No, it doesn't matter whatever those traits are, as long as a certain threshold isn't crossed, we are going to be fine with eating them. For example, monkeys are routinely killed and eaten by people in certain tribes in Africa, right? Even though monkeys are very close to humanity, at least in terms of like species, they are cousins. So yet we do that. That is there has to be like a threshold difference.
Let's go about it a
And
different
that
way.
I think
So let's.
there is also, I think proximity
Oh
in
no.
relationships is probably something which is
We good?
closest. For example, people will often save their pet over, let's say, someone else,
Let's go about it a
a
different
human
way.
being.
So let's say it looks like this, and you would find it okay to
I'm
eat
so
this
sorry
being
to
now, right?
interrupt. Are you lagging for anyone, or is my internet B12 deficient?
Yeah, the Apex mind is a little glitch.
You're
His is a
glitchy
little
as
glitchy.
well. You're glitchy as well.
Uh,
Do I?
Mine is fine for both of
I'm
you.
being told by my internet that I have like excellent connection, so maybe
Let
I'll.
me do my
Why does
speed
it show
test.
that?
Uh, yeah, I don't know. It's saying excellent connection for me. It might be gaslighting me.
Here's my receipts. Here's my speed. Gigabit down and 800 up.
Okay, Apex, can you speak again for?
Yeah, hello, let me check.
Okay.
Can
I
you
think
Mine
we're
can you
is
see
okay
my
now.
stream still?
I think we're okay. So sorry.
Okay.
Do continue. I'll let you know if it does it again. Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah. So
15.
let's go about this a different way. So I colored this side of the Venn diagram all red. You would agree then that this being is okay to eat now or exploit ethically because all the traits are removed.
I would say if the intersection is made noticeably smaller, then.
Okay, let's do it here. So this is
Right.
human, this is cow. I removed all this red. It's okay to eat them?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so let's just add back a trait. I'm gonna make
I
it
get
white.
it's the ship of thesaurus one, right? Like where what makes a ship? How many things can you remove from a ship? It's a logical paradox.
Maybe,
It's like
yeah, kind of maybe, but yeah. So like,
so
let's
it
say,
works either way. Whether it works in this case, so it doesn't matter because it's a thing that works in anything.
yeah, that's fine. So let's just say I add back human fingernails over here. Can I still eat them?
Again, I already responded to that. It's it's not a matter of traits even, right? It's a matter of how much it overlaps with what you recognize as being human, if that makes sense. People anthropomorphize their animals, right? They give their animals name, they give their animals emotions, that oh, the tail is wagging, that means he's happy. How do you know the dog is happy or not? How do you know dogs have the understanding of happiness, or their brains can feel it the same way that we do? You're not in the dog's brain, yet you give them human like attributes. In order to empathize with anything, you have to give it human like attributes, and as such, moral consideration is inherently a human anthropocentric trait, right? Either you are human, or you can be empathized or reflected by a human being so that they can trick themselves to believe you're human. That is the case with pets. That is the case with certain species of animals. That is why dogs are people, the same people who are killing animals, who are killing buffaloes, who are hunting other animals, they are okay with having a dog on their side, and they will be very frustrated with you that why are you when you say that why are you not killing that dog, because they have anthropomorphized the dog. To them, he's a buddy, he's a partner, he's a part of the family, so they're giving it human traits. That is the thing. So moral consideration at the end of the day goes back to how much it resembles humanity. whether it resembles it literally or whether it resembles in it in a relationship sort of manner. It's proximity to self. It is how much you can empathize with it.
I think we went over this already with the
Salad?
island hypothetical, and you took contention with the 2-year-old minded people. We don't know if they have
because-
happiness.
yeah.
Yeah. So what's the difference there? We
Because
already
you're saying that they're by DNA human beings, so I know that they have certain capacities which are similar
so
to mine, right?
is it
You can
DNA?
anthropomorphize things that you are already human.
Is
Does
it
that make
DNA?
sense? How
Is
much you
that-
can
Is
no,
that
no,
the trait then?
it's
Just to dial
there
in,
is
you
a-
said DNA. Is that the trait? Human
no,
DNA?
it's it's twofold, right? Mechanistically, maybe you can draw the boundary at species, and if I have to be very precise, it's a boundary to how close or how similar you feel things are to yourself.
Yeah, so for you
Right.
personally, like let's just use the DNA. Like,
No,
would you be okay with
that's just that's true for every human being.
Yeah,
Whether
yeah. It's just realistically, like the closest species to us, I think, is like bonobos or chimpanzees. Would you be ethically okay with cutting their heads off and milking them?
depends on what am I gaining
Yeah,
from it.
yeah. You're gaining milk. You exploit bonobo monkeys and impregnate them and take their milk. Would that be ethically problematic for you?
If let's say that milk helps, for example, my community to go from a
Yeah, yeah.
protein
You have like a
deficient
whole
community
farm. Yeah,
to
you have a whole farm of these chimpanzees or bonobos, whatever. They're farmed and you forcibly impregnate them with metal rods, put semen up in there, take their babies away, chop their heads off, and then milk them. And then the milk provides nourishment for your community. Is that ethically permissible? Just like chimpanzees?
depending on the kind of person I am, it will depend on how much
The
of a
person,
nutrition they're
depending on the
providing.
person that you are.
It'll vary.
I'm talking. Yeah, I'm
it'll
talking to
vary.
you. Just talking to you. Just you, Apex. Are you okay with that?
Okay, if my community otherwise is going to be protein deficient to the point that we are going to develop issues related to health and we are
No,
going
it's
to
optional.
reduce our
It's an
lifespan,
optional.
then it's
It's an
fine.
optional product. It's an optional product. Just like today, how milk is optional.
Not necessarily, not for everyone.
It's optional.
It's a very first world country centric view.
Well, yeah. Let's just, for the sake of argument, it's for an optional product for milk, because you can either be vegan or drink cow's milk. You could either be vegan in this hypothetical or drink chimpanzee milk. Is it ethically permissible, on your view, to enslave, exploit, and eventually kill chimpanzees for their milk?
If let's
Just
say
a
I
yes
have
or
a
no would be
supplement
good. Yeah,
ready,
yeah. Just a yes or no would be good
which is
for you.
it is if I already have everything that I need, all the needs are met, and it is not going to cause me any noticeable gain, of course not.
Okay, so
if it is going to cause me a noticeable gain, probably.
okay, so there is a difference. So it's not human DNA. So now you have an issue with chimpanzees being milked, correct?
I have an issue. No, I do give them moral consideration. I just give them less moral consideration than my health or my community's health.
Yeah, so for an optional product, you would find it unethical to exploit and kill chimpanzees, correct?
Less ethical than not killing them.
Yeah, yeah. You have two worlds. One, you exploit and kill chimpanzees. The other world, you don't. You would choose the world where you don't exploit and kill chimpanzees, correct?
Yes, if I do not gain anything from it, no.
Well, you would gain pleasure from it, seemingly, like taste pleasure. You can make like chimp cheese, chimp milk.
That's I mean, if I already have enjoyment for even let's say uh, species which is as intelligent as the monkeys are, as sentient as they are, probably not enjoyment. But if I gain let's say 5 years to my health or and well-being, or let's say I make it so that people in my community live 5 extra years. So definitely, I will
Yeah,
exploit and whatever
in
them.
this hypothetical, both worlds you get the same health outcomes for your community and for yourself. It's strictly just an optional product, but you would actually,
Yeah,
it's just like it might taste a little bit better than the vegan cheese, but the
no, no, no.
chimpanzee cheese is like super yummy. Would that
Nah.
that
So
wouldn't
in that,
justify it?
me personally, then I will not kill them.
Okay, so then there must be some difference. Let's change the Venn diagrams then. Shit. So I'm gonna take the human out over here. Let me just delete all of this so it's not confusing. And
You like
we're
draw
gonna
a
get
line.
we're gonna get a chimpanzee up now. Since here we go, beautiful picture. So over here we have the chimpanzee traits, and over here we have the cow traits. So I will ask you, name the trait dialectic. What is true of the cows that, if made true of these chimpanzees, would make it okay to exploit and eventually kill them for milk?
Uh, Less ability for them to be anthropomorphized. Like
Oh,
chimpanzees,
so
you
that it's like
can.
it's an aesthetic. It just looks aesthetic. Then it's like the way they look.
It's not the way they look. It's how mm, how easy it is for me to imagine them as myself. Because in empathy, that is what you do, right? You imagine someone as yourself. So
Okay, so
how easy it is for you to empathize.
let's just say
Empathy
you
drive, if that
okay,
makes sense.
just in your mind right now, answer this for me. If you woke up tomorrow morning and you no longer had the ability to empathize with chimpanzees, would you find it ethically permissible right now to slit their throats? You just take away
Will I
that
find it
like
tomorrow?
feeling of empathy.
After
The
I after I lose empathy, right?
yeah. But right now in your
Ah,
current
yeah.
mind, would you take issue with that?
I will
Future
take
hypothetical
issue.
future
Yeah, yeah.
apex has
I
lost the ability to feel empathy. Would you take
I
issue with
will
it right now that you would want to slit their throat?
I will take issue up to the point that I do possess empathy. The moment I stop possessing any form of empathy, I will stop taking issue.
Okay, so if there's like a sociopath who has no empathy, you have no issue with them
Right.
slitting throats of like chimpanzees?
So I have issue with them because I am empathizing with the chimpanzee, right?
So you do
The
take issue with it.
sociopath himself.
I'm
I
talking like tomorrow you wake up and you wake up as a sociopath. Right now you would take issue
right.
with future apex being okay with slitting their throats,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Because right now I am able to empathize, right? Your understand this. Ethics or moral considerations are based on your ability to empathize. As long as you have that ability to empathize, you're able to put them into consideration. The moment you lose it, it stops happening. So the serial killer is the one who is not going to be able to empathize and hence will go and kill the monkey. The future apex is the one who is not able to empathize and will kill the monkey. The current apex that I am, who is able to empathize, I am taking consideration with that future apex simply for the fact that I can right now feel empathy. The
And
person who
you
is
have
deciding on the
no
ethics, they should be
and
able
just
to
to make it clear, you
empathize.
don't have empathy for the cow side.
I have
Current
less
apex.
empathy for the cow side. Less
Enough
empathy
less
as compared to,
empathy
let's say,
to
a monkey.
justify cutting their head off.
No, I don't eat any
well
meat and meat products.
the milk, yeah, for you personally you consume milk, which entails these things.
Salad?
Like my milk comes from the cow, close to us, that the lady has, and she takes like decent enough care for her. And
What
I've
happened
been
to
having milk for there.
the male children, and what happens with her when she's spent?
I know the kind of exploitative practices people
Yeah,
do
so
intake, but
you wouldn't be okay with the local lady chimpanzee, right? Doing those things, seemingly. You just have a local
I
lady.
will
She has
be.
a nice chimpanzee.
I,
She takes her
no, no,
babies, cuts
no.
their heads off, and when the chimp lady's spent, I
It's
I
not
understand those.
a It's not a on and off issue with me, right? It's a issue of how much of a problem are you going to have with it, as compared to how much less of a issue you're going to have with it.
So the trait now is how much issue I personally take with something will ethically
No,
justify that
again,
thing.
we already went over the moral consideration gradient, right? So you, for some things you have less moral consideration, for some things you have greater moral consideration, and it varies. What does it vary upon? What is causing that variness, like for it to change? It is your ability to empathize with the said object of that suffering, or the said object of that consideration, or person of that consideration.
So maybe let's
Wherever
just like
you,
move. Let's move down the hierarchy here. We'll go away from a bonobo or a chimpanzee. How about just like a Reese's monkey? Can we exploit and kill those? There's going to be like some animal line for you, right? Where you can just like cut their heads off, and then some where you can, or you cannot. Sorry, I might have had that backwards. Can I like cut off a Reese's monkey's head or like a spider monkey? Are those on the plate
it's
now?
a it's a pros and cons evaluation as such, right?
No, it's just
So
like a
for
yes or no
example,
question, like Reese's monkey milk, yes or no.
again, it's not a hard line. That is what I'm saying. It depends on the for all I care, if mosquitoes do not ever bite any human beings and they do not invade our spaces, I will make it so that you should never kill a single mosquito whatsoever. If let's say you can sustain off of simply breathing, and you do not even have to cut grass, or you do not even have to eat fruits, I will say stop doing that, right? It's the consequences which prompt even vegans to eat plants, because again, it's not a hard boundary. Even there, it is a boundary of that this amount of sacrifice is fine for the like benefits that I am getting from it.
Yeah, and in the hypothetical, the benefits were equalized. You have the same health outcomes. One of them, you have an unnecessary product called milk, and the other one, you have an unnecessary product called vegan milk. Both worlds are
So yeah,
equalized for health outcomes. And in the hypothetical, you can justify this cow over here being exploited and milked, but you can't justify the chimpanzee being exploited and milked. And the trait you seem to give was ability to empathize to a certain degree.
yes,
So I removed the trait ability to empathize to a certain degree in a future apex, and you still took issue with it. So that
I will
seemed to
take
not,
it. The future apex won't.
yeah, that seemed to, yeah, you seem to have issue with that, that like someone's ability to empathize isn't the trait. Because like I can find people who don't empathize with chimpanzees, I can find people who don't empathize with humans, and you would take issue with
So
that.
no, no. In your example, you're taking three parties into consideration, right? Party A is the one who's going to kill the monkey, then there is the monkey, and then there is party B who's observing this entire event and giving their moral verdict, right? As in this particular scenario, we're assuming monkey to be an object. In that sense, the moral A person also have their
Salad?
ethics, the moral B person also have their ethics. So from the moral A person's point of view, they are going, if they are unempathetic, it is okay to kill the monkey. But if the moral B person is someone who does have empathy, they're going to look at that and they're going to say this is wrong. Ethics are dependent on self, right? You self your ethics are conferred to you. I mean, at least ethics are perceived by you from your own self, right? So it varies from person to person. That is why, at
Yeah,
least
so
functionally
yeah,
speaking.
so you agree that like there are intersecting traits here on this Venn diagram between the chimpanzee and the cow, and there are differential traits on the outsides here. And again, I'll just ask the question like, what traits can I remove from this chimpanzee to make it okay to exploit and milk them?
Let's give you a better example. Put in both the sides to be a cow. The only difference is the one cow is a random cow, and another cow is a cow I have raised from birth, and it's my pet. In
Oh,
that
I
situation,
put a
I'm going
count.
to pick my pet, right? So what is causing the difference?
So the difference. So are you kind of getting at that? It's just like your own personal feelings towards a certain being can justify cutting their head off.
That's the basis of where ethics come from.
So like
See,
I don't know your mom, and I have no relationship
sure.
with her, but I don't think it's okay to cut her head off.
Yes, you do not believe, but you can still, let's say, kill a mosquito.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that would be self defense. And that would be the overriding factor that I've already discussed before. Like, if a human's trying to attack me and steal my blood, I think I'm justified in defending myself.
A mosquito is
So yeah,
barely
and
like causing you to
if your
itch,
mom was
but you're
if your
ending
mom
its
was
life.
attacking me and stealing, if your mom came to my house and tried to attack me and steal my blood, I'd like get a fucking baseball bat and be like, "Bitch, get out of here! What the fuck are you doing?" I'd
Yeah,
like swat at
because
her like I would swat at a mosquito. So the what
because
I'm getting
your
at here is
your
like,
moral, but you're definitely going to not do the same amount of damage to a human being, or let's say my mom in this example, that you're going to do to a mosquito. A mosquito is taking this amount of blood from you, you're going to itch for 2 minutes and it's going to go away, yet you find it morally righteous, or at least morally permissible, to kill and end its life. But you are not going to have the same standards for a human being, even if you did not know that human being. If they came up with a small syringe and tried to take some blood from you, you're not going to slap them to death, right?
if it was a trait
You do
equalized
have that
human, yeah, if it was a trait equalized human with the mind of mosquito and they're gonna die in 2 weeks anyway, I would have no issue with like bashing their brains in. No.
I think that's not true. The moment you see a human, the moment you're able to
The
reflect that,
moment I
oh,
see a
this
deranged
can
human
be a
coming at me
human
with a
being,
syringe trying to steal my blood, yeah, I'm gonna hit them.
you are going.
I'm gonna try to incapacitate them. Actually, I'm gonna like hit him in the fucking head with a
Yeah,
baseball bat. Like, get the fuck
you're
out of
going
here
to
with your
hit
syringe.
them. You're going
Yeah,
to
of course.
incapacitate them, but you're not going
I'll hit him.
to
I'll use
immediately.
deadly force for sure. I'll hit him as hard as I can with a baseball bat if they're coming at me with a
Okay,
syringe and they're like, they're coming at me. Yeah, for sure. And they're trait
but you're not.
equalized, and I know for sure that they have like the mind of a mosquito. Yeah, I'll bash their brains in. Fuck them.
No, I think if it's a human being, you are going to be more morally considerate, even if they had the same neurochemistry as a mosquito. The moment you see a human being, you are not going to immediately reach for the shotgun to blow their heads off. You will think of other ways, and only when you feel like there is no other way to prevent this than to kill them, only then you're going to kill them, right? Mosquito, you kill willy nilly.
I really hate to break this to you, but you're kind of engaging in mind reading on me right now. And if it was revealed to me beyond a reasonable doubt that they have the mind of mosquito and they're coming at me with a syringe, I'll shoot him with a shotgun. I don't give a shit.
Okay, I'm not going to then make claims on you. My claim is simply that human beings have more of a consideration for human beings, simply for the outer fact that they can empathize with them, right? And if person A, a random person A, this thing happens to them, they are not immediately going to reach for the shotgun unless and until they know their life can be harmed in that great of capacity. If all they know is that that human beings is going to randomly take some blood from them, which is going to be okay, they might hit them, they might incapacitate them, they might try and stop them, or just even use deadly force, but their immediate recourse is not going to be killing, which is something that they will immediately, without a singular thought, do to a human being.
Yeah, those are other people, and I don't really care about them. And it's just me and you talking. And then again, back to the question. We're talking about like self defense scenarios here. Back to the question, like we have a chimpanzee on one side and a cow on the other. What traits can I remove from this chimp to make it morally ethical or ethically justified to cut their head off?
I've answered this
Yeah.
question like
Is it just like the way
in
they look, or is it like an aesthetic thing? Because that's what it was sounding like before. Like you were like saying like the ability to anthropomorphize. Like if I have a chimpanzee with a deformed face, is it then ethically justified to cut their head off, or like what is the trait? What is true over here that if I remove it, I
this
can?
is
You know what I'm getting at?
the I get it, but this question is at the very least disingenuous. This is like asking someone, why are you gay? Now let them answer that. It's a question which is already loaded with yes or
you would
no
say
answer,
because
right?
I
I
am
do not
attracted to men.
I do not
Yeah, you
I
would
do
say
not
because when I see men, I get horny. That would be the answer to the question. I don't think it's
yeah,
disingenuous.
if
I
you're
would
not
answer
gay,
it
then if
truthfully.
someone asks you that question, then it's Yeah, but the point of that is this is a loaded question, and either way, the trait question does not qualify simply because of two reasons. Okay, this is how I understand this. Morality is a gradient. This is zero morality. This is 100 moral. Like moral consideration is a gradient. I will place my own child here. I will place, let's say, I don't know, a rock here. Rock is not alive. If I'm to place a being, maybe I'll place the mosquito here. My pet animal would be somewhere around here. A random monkey is going to be here. A random pig is going to be here. So what is causing this difference, right? Why am I a hypocrite when it comes to different forms of beings? I say because they are in different places across the spectrum, and my moral the more they are towards the right end of it, the more moral consideration I'm going to give. Now I can believe that I can kill something at this point, I can kill something at this point, or I can kill something at this point. That is individual opinion, and that is highly dependent on where I see them exactly and what is that valued to me, right? There was a very nice story that we had, which basically said that a king and his minister, they the king claimed that a mother will never kill her child, she will always safeguard the life of her child, and the minister disagreed. So they put a monkey and her baby in the pool in which water was rising. The result was the mother, first she was trying to save the baby, but at the end of the day she stepped over the baby to save her own life. Why? Because moral consideration is dependent upon how much I am in here, and this final line is how similar something is to myself, because I can empathize with myself 110%. I cannot empathize with a rock at all, therefore it has less moral weightage, and my actions will be dependent on that. That is one thing, moral consideration. And the other axis that is the consequential axis, right? The mother killed her child, which was something that was this bad, right? Normally it shouldn't be the case, but why? Because something of this magnitude was at stake. Overall she was in a positive here, right? She gained through it. That is what you do when you gain through that action. For example, let's say I can kill a mosquito, and by doing that I can get rid of malaria for my own family, and I do a mosquito genocide across the world to do that, just for
I
my own
would too.
family, right? Everyone else can still suffer from it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'll
in
kill all the
that
mosquitoes
particular,
as well. Fuck them.
yeah. And the reason I do that is because I believe that those that is gaining me a positive what do you call
Yeah,
experience or
yeah,
a
yeah.
positive
I
consequence.
again, I
Just
don't disagree with any of
so
this, and
sorry, so sorry.
Right, right,
I'm so sorry. I'm just going to cut in. Just to let you know, you've got 3 more minutes before it becomes an hour of opening. So if we just press for the next 3 minutes, and then I'll offer you
oh
both
sure.
2 minutes of
can you just
closing. If
give me
you,
1 minute?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, just
just
carry. Yeah.
yeah, just
Yeah, I just want to press on that for a second. So I don't disagree with
this
your
is
moral gradient there, and it looks like you give like
okay, okay.
a cow value 4 and a monkey value 5 or something, and somewhere
Yeah,
between
just
4
like
and 5.
and
Yeah, yeah, just hypothetically, like somewhere between 4 and 5, it justifies cutting their head off
yeah, it justifies cutting their head off when you the
for
gain or
fun.
the net
Like just to be clear, for an unnecessary product, the justification. And when you
it
reach
is
value
unnecessary.
5, it's no longer justified, and then for value 4, it's justified.
It's justified when in my perception something is of is gaining me more than it is losing the world, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I
so for you
believe that
personally,
me
yeah,
getting milk and my health is more important than a random cow's health. Then, if I have that belief, if that is how I view it, then in my ethical standard, I can I can allow the cow to what do you call be milked and be exploited. If I believe that her being milked and exploited is causing me consequences or like netting me gain and me and other people gain, which is worthy of that cause, as long as my perception of that is that it is a positive thing for me, that is still consistent within this. The reason I said that the Venn diagram model does not particularly work is because it's a it's not dependent on traits. It's not a consideration in any of this. Hell, I can value my pet over another human being even though the traits are different, right? That means traits, either there is no such trait or that access itself is wrong. That is not the way that you view this problem. You view this problem by understanding what are ethics, what are they informed by, and where do they originate in. The moment you clear that, then you can do that. I don't think ethics are dependent on traits at all. Therefore, that is
Oh,
the wrong
whoops.
dimension for it to be considered.
Yeah, so if it is shown to you then, beyond a reasonable doubt, you Apex, that you can be healthy, happy as a vegan, and not
Mhm.
exploit cows, and it doesn't give you any appreciable gain to your health, would you then view it as
Mhm.
immoral to exploit cows?
Yes.
Okay, so it looks like you need an empirical debate then, that it is shown to you that you can be healthy, happy as a vegan without the need for cow's milk. And that's
Yeah,
probably
and
a,
I think
a future debate. We can, but yeah, it sounds like you
uh,
agree that if it is shown to you beyond a reasonable doubt that you can be healthy, happy as a vegan without exploiting cows for their milk, then it sounds like you agree that that's an unnecessary thing, right?
exactly. I'm even going to say that anti-veganism or non-veganism only exists so far as there is a gap between whatever veganism can fulfill for the people and whatever non-veganism is still like there. If people can have steak houses, if people can have the almost the same experiences. Imagine, let's say, an AI robot cow with like vegan meat packets all over that people can have the experience of shooting, hunting, and all of that. No one at the end of the day is, except for the boomers, is going to complain that it is not like something that we lack, as long as there is no difference whatsoever. So people don't do it. People just have a weird sense of the scale, right? A weird understanding of the scale. Some people value their taste over, let's say, the life of a certain animal. That is the contention here.
And it sounds like you just agreed that if it is proven to you empirically for you, Apex, that you don't need to exploit cows for their milk, you'll go vegan.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Although,
let's set that up for the next
just
debate.
one caveat.
Yeah,
Just
go
one
ahead.
caveat. I personally would, as long as I'm like not following the current religious path. So, as a person, I will, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah,
There are
yeah. I
certain
think
religious things.
so I'm semi well versed in the empirics, but I think there would be a better debate opponents for like the empirical analysis for vegan health. We can probably set that up for the next one. And sounds like Elle didn't really need to step in as a moderator. It was a very kindly debate and discussion, so we didn't get too heated here. So
Yeah, no, you made my job today very easy. So I guess it's been an hour, so we can have, if you would like, 2-minute closing statements each, and then we can move on to Q&A. Not many people have put in questions yet, but just to tell everyone, you can put a question in now, and I'll say it as long as it's not mean to either of the guests. Otherwise, I'm not reading it out. Would you like to do closings? And if so, is there anyone who would have a preference at going first or last?
well, I guess since Apex went first last time, I can just close out here.
Yeah.
And I will just, my closing statement will be as follows. The vegan position comes from understanding the reasons for why it's immoral to exploit and kill sentient beings when it's not necessary. When we consider why it's not okay to exploit and kill humans, it is reduced to the following. Humans are capable of experiencing the life around them and prefer to live. They can feel pain, fear, joy, and other emotions that make us not want to experience the negative feelings. Those experiences are part of what it means to be sentient. Humans and animals are different in many ways, but we have some things in common, including sentience. This means that for the same reason it's immoral to exploit and kill humans in the context of lack of necessity, it's also immoral to exploit and kill animals in the same context. The exploitation and killing of animals is not necessary in the 21st century, where we are used to the products that result from exploitation and slaughter of animals, but we have alternatives to all of those or most of those products. This means it is immoral to exploit and slaughter animals in the 21st century. And that's my closing.
Okay, lovely. And for you, Apex?
Okay. So, as so far as we discussed the vegan debate, the conclusion that I came up with and the conclusion that we had is that morality is a gradient, and it depends on how proximal something a depends on how proximal it is to my own self, and b how what are the amounts of consequence, the products I can get from committing an act of non-moral standard. And as such, the goal here should be to to stop the differences between, or at least reduce the differences over time between veganism and non-veganism, to the point that it becomes indistinguishable, that everyone in the world can be vegan and they can still enjoy and have the same life that they do currently, just without the cruelty or the deaths.
Okay, all done? Okay, all done?
That's all.
Okay, excellent. So we'll move on to the Q&A. Thank you for both being chill here. So Chip, thank you so much for supporting the channel. The question is not about what the difference is, but what is the difference that justifies the exploitation and slaughter for optional products? So would either of you like to interact with that?
Well, yeah, I'm the vegan, so I don't have a justification, so I don't do it.
Okay. So optional products, are they, as long as those optional products are truly indistinguishable and there is some not a significant difference between the two of them, then of course it should be cruelty free, it should be death free. But if there is a considerable difference, whether it is in nutrition, whether it is in religious practice, whether it is in okay, those two things, or some other cultural differences, then it's a topic of debate. Yeah, that's all.
Anything further to say on that? If not, I'll move on to the next. I'm going to assume not. So the other question is from Chip. Again, thank you so much for your support. Does Apex know the difference between affective empathy and cognitive empathy?
No, you can enlighten me on that.
I can't remember off the top of my head. Joe, do you remember the distinction? Chip, if you want to add
empathy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, effective empathy is the ability to feel or share another person's emotions, often resulting in a personal emotional response. And then cognitive empathy is the ability to understand another person's emotions and perspectives, enabling a person to construct a model of their emotions and states without necessarily feeling the same emotion themselves.
Okay, I think I've experienced cognitive empathy, but not the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, understood.
Yeah.
So therefore, would you like, either of you like to explore what that would then entail for the relevance of the discussion, or?
I mean, I think either way it works. I mean, is if there is like a logical inconsistency in what I said on the basis of, let's say, taking cognitive empathy into consideration rather than effective empathy, I can be let known of that. I don't think there is.
Yeah, I think what he's getting at there, Chip's question, is that the cognitive empathy, you have to kind of like imagine a state that you don't have, where the effective empathy is more like the human that you were getting at. And
So wouldn't cognitive empathy just count as sympathy?
No, kind of what it's getting at there is trying to imagine the mind that is not yours, like the mind of a dog or the mind of a cow, and then trying to get empathy from that. And I think I also agree with Elle. I have cognitive empathy because I try to like put myself into the mind state of like the 2-year-old child I gave, because I have kids myself, or like the elderly person. Like I wouldn't want to be exploited. I wouldn't want to be abused. And you can like have this imaginary brain state of what it's like to be that other being, and then how would you want to be treated?
Right. Oh.
Yeah, if I can interject, I do think I maybe experience both, because say if someone like hurts themselves, even if I don't necessarily have that body part, I kind of feel it. I'm like, oh my God. Like, so I guess then I'm doing that, but generally when I'm trying getting
into the case of like a male body part?
Yeah, like I'll be if someone has like chopped their penis off, I'm like, oh my God, I don't have a penis, so yeah.
Well, that would be the cognitive empathy, right? Because you don't have a penis, but you can imagine what it might be like to have your penis cut off.
I don't think I'm generally, which is ironic, I don't think I'm generally empathetic in the the real feeling sense. So yeah.
But if she feels it immediately without having to construct that scenario in her head, is that still not like something akin to effective
But then
empathy?
how can I feel it if I don't possess it? Like, am I
I mean,
actually?
if it's an immediate response, right? It's like, oh,
Yeah, it is
happened. It's not like in the
visceral.
split second you are like imagining everything.
I guess
Yeah,
it's
it's
Yeah,
visceral.
like
It's
you
like
know when someone's
felt.
an amputee and they have a phantom feeling of their arm, like they are feeling it, right? But yeah, I guess that's
yeah, I guess I could also make another comparison is like I don't have breasts and I can't milk, but I witnessed my wife. She would breastfeed and then she would also breast pump. And there was one time when she got mastitis and like blood was just coming into the bottles. And I like imagine what that must feel like. It was a horrible pain. She had to get antibiotics. And I don't have breasts and I'll never be able to milk myself out of my chest. But yeah, I empathized heavily, but I'll never be able to feel what that feels like.
It's weird, honestly. Have you guys ever like looked at random objects and you already know how the texture is going to feel on your tongue and what the taste is going to be, even though you've never interacted with it any other like in that particular sort of way? It's like power of imagination is insane.
okay. So what we'll do, we've got a few more questions, so we'll kind of speed run them. Thank you, Dave, for supporting. Didn't say anything though. So Chip said, several humans put their pets above other
Yes.
humans. So I guess how would you both interact with that if we're taking the case that we value them based on anthropomorphism?
Anthropomorphism and like more so proximity to self, right? Because you have had that pet as a like throughout your life, you imagine them as part of your family. So something which is part of your family is again something you're able to empathize with more, let's say, than a random human being. But it's always a tough decision. uh, like people say that obviously I'm going to save my pet, but if put in that real situation, it is always a very like coin flippy decision what you're going to do. And it's because again it's a literal human being versus something that you have a relation with, you have a proximity with, you have a shared understanding of self with, but it is not technically a human being.
Yeah, I would just interact with that question because the vegan question is it ethically justifiable to, exploit and kill and use one of those beings? And the pet and the human, I would say there is no ethically justifiable difference to exploit and kill one of them for a needless product.
Okay, excellent. So
Yes. I
the
mean,
next
yeah.
question from VPM, for Apex, what's the amount of change you would not accept for yourself and for others to spare the cow exploitation and slaughter?
Hmm. Would not expect to change, right? So if you've heard of the uncanny valley problem, in which something is almost human but it is not exactly human, uh, so it's sort of like that when it's mostly indistinguishable. For example, the people in my colony who go and let's say get milk of certain companies, like packets of milk, they still buy cow milk. And on the other hand, people who live in societies nearby, they mm, uh, buy milk from the particular nice store, and that has almond milk listed with normal milk, and they sometimes pick almond milk, they sometimes pick normal milk because it's more or less not a very different decision whatsoever. So once that is very close to each other to the point that it is not causing active thought within people that I'm doing this particular thing, I think that will be enough for society to change.
Anything from you, Joe? Oh, I guess it wasn't addressed to you, but
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. It doesn't. I'm not applicable because I don't. Yeah,
Yeah, okay, cool. I was asked to ask you why do humans have intrinsic value, but I don't know like your stances on this, and I suppose they are trying to ask then why would it then extend to non-human animals? But I'm not. If you don't believe that's relevant, then
yeah. I think that just goes back to NTT again, and we just went over that for an hour. So
yeah. So Perspective Philosophy, thank you so much for tipping. He says, do you agree that our concept of self is developed by social recognition? If so, how can we reduce our goods to our subjectivity when our subjectivity is an internalized object?
Is this a Hegel question?
Probably it's from
How the
perspective.
concept of self is evolved?
Yeah, it's from perspective philosophy, so it's
Yeah.
probably a Hegel question. Yeah.
I don't want to off the riff answer a Hegel question because if I get it wrong, my audience is going to eat me alive.
You probably do. You like Hegel? Then you should probably talk to PP. Perspective
Yeah, for
philosophy.
sure. Like, people get onto my channel, like, view a few videos, give angry paragraph length comments on why I'm wrong, and like we can have a debate then.
Okay.
But to just
I was just
yeah.
gonna say, Apex is linked in the description. Perspective philosophy, if you would like to interact with him. But yeah, thank you so much for the tip. And then I guess we're on to the next one. You can tip to skip ahead if you'd like. That chip guy asks again, does Apex want to live in a world where morals are derived from affective empathy or from cognitive empathy? So that goes on to the question asked prior.
I I mean, if I can choose, I would choose a world in which there are a certain set of moral rules, a deontological concept, right? XYZ thing is definitely wrong. XYZ thing is definitely right. Follow these clear concepts, right? But we unfortunately live in a world where things are messy and subjective, and human beings have different opinions, and ethics are formed through societies, but then tried and standardized by philosophers. Some fail, some agree, and at the end of the day, we're stuck with the thing that everyone has their own opinion. And the only way to bring in any real change is to give people the illusion that there has been no change.
Joe, did you want to say anything?
No.
Based. Okay. Final question so far, unless other people have more. I think. Oh, it was PP already. It was. You did yourself out of a quid because I was already going on to that question. So yeah, I guess that is then all of the questions. That finalizes the debate. Thank you to Joe, and is that Chase? No, I think I should stop it here. I'm so sorry. But I'll carry on streaming. But for you two, thank you so much for having this debate. And yeah, if you want to do any more and come together, I could possibly moderate it. I think I've been non-partisan today.
Yeah, I think a future empirical debate on vegan health, if it could be shown to you that you can be healthful and happy as a vegan. It sounds like you're open to it, and there's going to be more empirically minded people with data who are better for that debate. So yeah, we could probably set that up in the future, and Elle would be another good moderator for that.
Works.
Okay, well, thank you to you two, and we'll end it here if you just want to leave at your own leisure. And I think I'll just stay live for a little bit. If there's anyone in the chat who wants to debate, now's your chance. But thank you, Apex, and thank you, Joe. Super, there we go. Oh, I got rid of myself. It's not what I want to do. Why is that? Yeah. What's going on? There we go. Wow. Okay. I will leave this place. I guess if anyone wants to come into the debate, there's a soyfo discussion in VPM server. I will make myself bigger. No, what are you doing, man? What are you There we go. Hi, everyone. Hi. Oh, Zach wants to talk? Okay, yeah, cool. Just at me in the server and I'll type. Anyone wanna voice debate right now? I need a new keyboard because mine's now squeaking, which is really good. I'm just sorry. I'm trying to deal with things right now and I'm not good at that, you know. If anyone wants to debate, I mean, Joe can come on as well if he so wishes. It's up to him. This is not right. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is too close. Yeah, PP. I would love to mod. If you get in touch with him, I can mod or, you know, either way, it's good with me. I think that's okay. I don't think that looks too awful. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Zach wants to debate right now. Okay, cool. Let's go to... Go in chat. I'll be in, but I am live streaming. So you know. Yeah, I think I was an okay... Okay. Yeah, if anyone wants to come in and join the debates that might ensue, then come on in. But for now, VPM may put the link, or it's in the description to debate. So I saw a few non-vegans, anti-vegans, dare I say, in the chat. So let's... I think this is the one to debate people. No one's in here right now, so... Oh, is it in the chat thing? Oh, yeah, here, okay. I'm joining voice. If anyone wants to debate. Hello? I can't hear you, by the way. The green is not going off either. Your mic is B12. Oh, hey.
Hi.
Hi. You okay?
Yeah.
I remember that we were going to discuss, because I made a video on Isaac Butterfield, didn't I? And you stated that he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The video just randomly showed up on my YouTube feed. I forgot you even...
Huh? Sorry? Zach, your connection's not very good.
I had to be...
Reduce his volume. Okay, yeah, he's a bit loud.
You back in February of 2023 or February?
Oh, I can hear you again, Zach. Yeah. So you take the position that Isaac is the GOAT, right?
All right. I mean, yeah, I like his content.
Oh, you like his content?
Funny.
Okay,
I mean,
it's funny. Okay. Do you hold any of his positions?
I mean, yeah, like...
So what positions specifically? So obviously, let's just take the video that I made.
Yeah.
So are there any positions of his that you would like to defend?
I don't know. I mean, like, just the whole him peeing on vegans thing is pretty funny. Like the whole just...
The whole what? Dunking on vegans?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Yeah, just the whole dunking on vegans kind of thing. I mean...
So in my mind, if you're dunking on someone, you are at least saying something that's correct or logical or anything of that nature. Do you believe that any particular statements that he made were false, were correct, or that my responses to him were false? Did I say anything that you thought to be false?
Not really, I guess. Just the whole thing where it's like, he made a video on that girl or whatever who's saying like eating meat's the same as trafficking or whatever the fuck. I mean, like, she's fucking stupid or something. Like,
no, so she's not stupid. Isaac is in that instance because she's doing what's called an analogy. She's not making any statements about whether or not.
She was just rage baiting.
No, she was
just rage baiting. Like, nobody actually believes that shit, bro.
Yeah, Zach, she was making. Do you know what an analogy is?
Yeah, I do, but it's fucking retarded, the analogy.
Don't use slurs, please. While live, thank you.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
So do you understand that when someone's using an analogy, they're not saying that something is identical in how bad it is, for example?
I know. It's like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah, but so
nobody's
okay.
like nobody's gonna go vegan. Like,
So when you say she said it was the same as trafficking, do you realize you're making an error?
I know, but still, like, just the comparison. Though. It's like, it
So
just seems like it's rage bait. If I'm being honest. Like,
well, I think it's rage bait if people don't understand what an analogy is. But if you take it to mean that someone's making a comparison without equating, then it shouldn't be rage bait because it is analogous.
I guess.
Yeah. So why would you say it's dunking then? If she made a perfectly quaint analogy, and then Isaac was like, "Oh, you're saying it's the same," even though she literally wasn't anyway. So how did he dunk on her? Sorry.
This is funny. He's just trolling her. He's literally rage bait as well, which is kind of funny.
It's what?
He's kind of rage bait as well. If I'm being
I mean,
honest.
yeah, because nothing he said that I responded to, I believed to be accurate or logical or consistent or not fallacious. So I don't know. Do you want to take one of his views and defend it?
Sure. It's just I don't know. I don't really know. He just hates vegans. I mean, like, I don't really know like what are his views. Like,
Okay, well,
it's pretty much the same as everyone.
Are you vegan?
No.
Okay, so do you think it's justified to exploit and kill animals for food or other purposes?
I guess. I mean,
Would you
like,
think it's the same would it be, I guess, in the human context?
see, like, this is what I meant. This is what she does as well. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's the same. Like, no, it's fucking
No,
not.
no, Zach, please. You might want to mute while you're not speaking, by the way, because I can hear loads of like background noise.
Yeah.
But I've not made any statement about it being the same. The reason I bring it up as an analogy is because there's no morally significant difference that I see between humans and non-human animals that would justify it in one context but not the other. So do you have a morally significant difference that you see between the two that makes it not analogous?
Not really. It's just like I guess humans are like more intelligent and stuff. Like the whole thing is like, we're more advanced. Like they're kind of below us, like on the food chain.
Okay, so let's deal with the first one. So more intelligent, you say?
Yeah.
Do you accept that not every human being is the same level of intelligence?
Oh my god. Yeah, I know, but it's like, even the most like dumb people are still like,
They're still what?
they're still more like intelligent than any animal. Like,
What's the argument for that?
what do you mean? It's obvious. Like,
So you've measured the intelligence of like a pig, a cow, a chicken, and you've been able to put it against the like map it out against the most unintelligent human being?
yeah, like, come on.
You've done that.
No, but like,
You've seen studies that have done that?
no, it's fucking obvious. Like, let's be real here. Like,
When we're making claims about like intelligence, like it shouldn't just be, oh well, this is obvious, we should be able to like establish this.
like,
Just to make it clear, right? You don't suddenly think someone, a human being someone, you don't think they're less valuable to any degree where you'd harm them if they are like the lowest intelligence human, do you? You're not ableist, are you?
no.
No, okay. So intelligence, probably I wouldn't stick to that one because that will lead you to like ableist conclusions where you harm sentient beings who are disabled to a degree where they have low intelligence. So maybe we could then, we'll throw that one out of the window, and I'm prepared to pretend that didn't happen. So let's just say the food chain, did you say?
What?
You said we're on top of the food chain, correct?
Yeah, I mean, like, come on. Like,
Okay, so the food chain, I mean, I take it more to be like a food web. And I take it that we've
I
kind
mean, yeah,
yeah,
I guess. Like,
we've kind of removed ourselves. I would make the argument that we've removed ourselves because we have like grocery stores, supermarkets, you know. But say we did, right? The food web is a natural food system, isn't it? It's something found in nature, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So do you think? Why do you think it's of value and that it's a good argument? Do you think because it's found in nature, it's
Yeah.
justified?
Like, we're all just animals at the end of the day. Like, when
Okay.
you really think about it. Like,
So you kind of like, you look at nature and you're like, well, if it happens in nature, it's a natural system, therefore it's good, right?
I mean, yeah, it's just
Okay.
how it is. It's like,
All right. So just to double check, so I'll list some things that happen out in nature. So anthrax and other deadly diseases like sepsis, like infections, they happen out in nature. Infanticide, assault, killing, these all happen out in nature, right? So do you take it that
Yeah.
those things are justified to do, for us to do, because they happen out in nature and nature's good?
no, like,
No. So if you don't take that to be good on the basis that it's natural, when you're saying the food chain justifies like killing and exploiting these animals, you see how that's a contradiction?
yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yeah. So the thing is, though, those things, you mentioned intelligence, and that can be a morally significant difference that you could identify, but the food chain isn't. So I think we've dismissed the first one, right? We've dismissed the idea of intelligence being something that you think then, you know, if they're lacking it, they're less intelligent, you don't then think we can exploit them and kill them, which I'm glad you don't think. So we'll take that one out the window. So now we're starting from scratch, right? There needs to be a morally significant difference, in your view, that justifies killing all of these other animals but not the human being. You don't exploit them, you don't kill them, not the human, but you do with the other animals. And what is it?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just how it is. I mean, like,
Sorry to
think that for,
interject.
like,
I'm just saying, I'm not
pretty much
asking how it
1,000 years,
is.
so-
I'm not asking how it is. Like, that's kind of like descriptive. I'm asking how it ought be in your view. Like, do you think it's justified?
What? I mean, sure. It's like,
Okay.
I know it's not the best, but it's like,
Okay, so you do in the animal context think it's justified. So again, what's the morally significant difference between all those other animals that's different from the human? Zach, can you do whatever you're doing? Can you stop doing it? It's like causing a lot of noise.
alright.
If you're going to talk, just
Alright.
talk directly rather than, I don't know what you're doing, like touching logs or something, or metal.
Yeah. All right. Sorry.
That's all right. Could you let me know the morally significant difference?
What? Oh, yeah. I don't know. Just how it is. Like,
No, I'll try again, right? So say for example, you asked me what's the morally significant difference between a human and a cactus that justifies stabbing one but not the other. I would say to you the morally significant difference is sentience. So there I've given an intrinsic, right?
yeah.
So I'm asking you what's present in the humans that's missing in all the other species of animal that justifies exploiting and killing them, but not the human.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, like I said, like, just intelligence. I know we already said that, but like,
Yeah, we dismissed that completely because we
Like,
realised you don't actually apply.
I don't know. We've just been doing it for a long time, I guess.
Again, I'm asking for a difference within the human.
Within, like, I don't fucking know. I mean, like,
So, like, say, for example, the morally significant difference between you and a table, such that if I punch both of you,
I guess,
it'd be bad to punch you, but not my table, is because the table is not sentient, but you are, right?
yeah.
So you're saying, yeah, you can send pigs to gas chambers, you can slit the throat of a chicken, you can bolt gun the cow, you can do those things to them, but you can't do those to a human. And I'm asking you, what is it then about the human that means they are exempt from that, but not the other animals?
Well, I actually don't know. I want to be totally honest. You got me.
I appreciate you saying you don't know. I do appreciate that.
I just don't know. I mean, sorry.
Do you know why you might not know?
Yeah, I mean, really think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I struggle to find a difference as well, and I just can't see a morally significant difference. But, you know, if you want, Zach, because there's a lot of background noise from you walking around. So if you want to speak at another time, if you come up with a morally significant difference and you want to, you know, stick around in the survey, yeah?
We can still talk. It's fine. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal, right? Is it?
Yeah, it's invading my ears for sure.
No, I'm sorry. I'll just mute you.
Oh, you're muting. But yeah, no, if you don't know, then you know, if you have it, but like I just want to say, if you don't have a morally significant difference that justifies it, then it is bad to you in the same way that it would be bad to stab a human, send them to be gassed or slit their throat. And if you're paying for that, you are paying for something that you don't actually have a moral justification for. So that would compel you, if you want to be someone who, you know, aligns your actions with your morals, to be vegan right now. Yeah?
I'm probably not going to, though, if I'm being
So
honest.
So you can't think of a difference that would justify.
I also just hate vegans. Like, I'm gonna be totally honest. Just
You
the people
can
online.
you can hate
I
vegans
just
while you can hate vegans while being one.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. You don't even have to call yourself vegan. The animals don't care if you call yourself vegan. I go through waves where I really don't like people very much because they annoy me. But that doesn't suddenly mean, oh well, you know, I'm all these things. I'm gonna stop being them because they annoy me.
Yeah, I just hate the whole like toxic thing with it. It's like, you say I do go vegan, but I don't scream at people in the streets or whatever. Then they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're not a real vegan. Oh, you're just plant-based." Like, shut the fuck up. Like,
rather honestly,
hate those people.
I've been vegan for
fucking
like
vegan teacher, Tash Peterson.
Zach.
and stuff.
Can
Like,
I?
fuck that.
I've been vegan for a decade. I don't shout at people on the streets. No one's ever called
No,
me
you don't.
plant-based.
You're fine.
I know,
I'm
but
talking about people like Tash Peterson and that vegan teacher and stuff. I just don't like them. Like, they can go fuck themselves.
that's fair enough. But I'm sure you know plenty of animal abusers or meat eaters or anything like that you want to call them who are twats as well, right?
Not really, if I'm being honest. Like,
You don't know anyone who you don't like who's not vegan or is a bit rude.
Okay, I do, but it's like,
Yeah,
it's not like it's not because they eat meat though. That's the thing. They're not terrible people. Like, that's what.
so you're saying that it's because someone's vegan that they behave the way they behave? Like it's a product of being vegan?
Yeah, I mean, like, they wouldn't behave like that if they weren't vegan.
But
like,
you've said I don't behave like that and I'm vegan.
I'm not vegan. I said you don't. I'm talking to people like.
That's what I'm
other
saying
people
though.
online.
If it did, if being vegan meant you behaved like that, I'd behave like that because I'm vegan, right?
I'm saying the people who do behave like that do it because they're vegan, but not every vegan behaves like that.
How are you making that the case? Why is it because they're vegan? Do you think that if they were an activist for another cause, they wouldn't do the exact same thing?
I mean, I guess they would. I mean, it depends on what cause.
So I guess it's not a product of being vegan, right?
I guess. I mean,
yeah. Yeah. Anything else, Zach?
Maybe not really. I guess just the thing with like Isaac Butterfield, we totally just forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, he said a lot of cringe and he's not right, and I really would like him to debate me. I would love that because he keeps saying the same nonsense and people think it's great, and even you think he's the GOAT, and I'm just watching him He says
I
nothing.
mean, I kind of agree with you, though.
Yeah, okay,
I
what
think
do you agree with him on?
The whole thing was like, oh yeah, if you like, just the whole thing in general. It's like the whole thing where it's like, if we hunt and like less animals will be killed
Yeah,
and
okay.
stuff, right?
Yeah, that's why this is silly, because he's made an empirical claim there, right? So I mean, he would.
No, it's valid. It's 100% valid. Like,
Yeah, according
yeah,
to
I mean,
what?
like, say, like a deer or whatever, right? Yeah, it's like it lives like most of its life, so not seeing any humans at all, and someone kills it, and it's gonna die a painful death anyway.
I think
like, who
his
cares?
claim. I think his claim was more about eating one cow, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
And, like,
that's an empirical. He's been making a claim about how many deaths are entailed by that that action or that diet, but he didn't show any data, so I can just dismiss it as nonsense.
I just think the issue is like, you're the ones who are like, or the vegans are the ones who are acting like the meat eaters are the evil and terrible people and stuff. We don't care, but you guys care what we do. We don't care what you do. That's the thing. That's what I think. That's what he meant.
Sorry, so so you're saying I don't care about what? Sorry.
Wait, I was just saying because like, I don't even know. I don't even remember what I just said. Like,
Are you
just,
saying we don't care about animals? Is that the claim?
No, wait. No. I'm just saying like.
Because you can totally not care about animals and be vegan, right? You could just acknowledge that animal rights are a logical extension of human rights and not necessarily care about humans or particularly like humans or particularly like animals and still, respect their rights.
I mean, I guess. Like,
yeah. Look, if you are finding, you're saying you're agreeing, and I'm trying to like get examples and like the argument for then the examples of why you agree with it, and we're not kind of like getting to that. So do you have like an example of something, and can you expand on why you agree with it?
That was Isaac Butterfield. Yeah, the whole thing where it's like, I guess talk through like crop deaths a lot, and like, I mean, I guess.
But you remember,
like
he did say in that, right? The argument that vegans make is, we're feeding crops to animals who are farmed, and then we're killing them.
Yeah, but here's the issue. It's like vegans still kill animals, but it's like what I'm trying to say is basically like the meat eaters don't. Like the vegans are the ones who care, right? The meat eaters don't care, so it's like.
Wait. Do
like
you
think?
Do you think vegans make? Do you think vegans make the claim that they don't harm or kill any animal whatsoever?
I mean, yeah, like, they act like it.
No. Does that? Do we make the claim? Is that what we hold true?
I mean, I guess not. But...
No. So there we go. Obviously, like for example, with cars, driving them, you accept to a degree that one day you could even hit a human. You could kill a human with that, but that doesn't give me rights to start committing hit and runs. That would be different contextually. And obviously I do care, so I want to minimize my negative impact. So even if I didn't care about animals or how many I exploited, how many, I would still, if I wanted to minimize my negative impact, I would still be compelled to be plant-based at the very least.
I still think he's funny.
You can think he's funny. Like I don't get it, but I know that I have a very dry kind of humor. So I know that it's kind of hard for me to find people funny, especially when they're making cases for abusing animals. Just kind of isn't very funny to me. Like if Isaac was talking about how he, I am definitely suspicious of this, right? So say for example Isaac said everything he says about animals and how he kills all these animals and and he was making excuses for it on his platform, but it was about dogs and cats. Would you still find it funny?
I mean, probably not.
Probably not, no. So, yeah. But again, there's no morally significant difference between a dog and a pig that would justify the differential treatment there.
I still think that the person he was talking about was an absolute clown. And she's like the prime example of why I don't like vegans.
Okay, what did she do that was clown behavior?
The whole, just like I said, the thing at the beginning where she's like the whole thing where it's like, the whole analogy bullshit she was doing. Like, that's the same as trafficking. Like,
no. Zach, do you remember the part where we acknowledged that she's not saying it's the same?
No, it's still a stupid thing to say.
Yeah, but why is it stupid?
I'm so tired of What?
Why is it stupid?
They're so tired. Stupid. Like it's just stupid. Like
But
vegans are always bringing up the Holocaust and stuff. I mean, like,
yeah, no,
slavery. Like,
I'm not asking for examples. I'm asking you why you think it's stupid that she drew an analogy.
it's just stupid. Like it's just offensive too. I feel like the
Yeah.
actual like people.
Offensive might be that's a different claim, but I'm asking you why it's stupid.
Just stupid. Like that's the type of shit that makes people not want to go vegan. Like
Yeah, but no, Zach, I'm asking you why you think it's stupid. So say for example, if I said, oh, I think it's stupid when people throw their cigarette butts on the floor. Like I could say, oh yeah, because it can be harmful to animals. It's littering. We should protect our planet and not litter. I can say that because so you're making the claim that what Jade said is stupid when she drew an analogy to trafficking. Why do you believe it to be stupid?
I don't know. It's just I actually really don't know. If I'm being honest, like, I just.
Do you think if you say things, like, you should maybe know why you're saying them?
I mean, yeah, it just feels like rage bait.
I mean, even if it is rage bait, I don't have access to Jade's thoughts and you don't either, but it wouldn't be surprising if she's trying to evoke some emotion in people, trying to up the engagement so that like more traffic comes to her channel so more people can see her viewpoint.
That's what rage bait is.
Yeah, it could well be the case, but if she's making rage bait, is that really stupid?
I mean, if she's making a rage bait, yeah. I mean, like,
why would that be stupid?
I don't know. I mean,
you don't know. Okay. Well, maybe when you know a bit more about what you'd like to say, you can come back to me and we can ailment that. But for now, like, unless there's anything else, we can leave it here.
Just leave it here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Zach, for coming on. I appreciate you coming on the live stream.
All right.
All right. Well, have a good one. Anyone else want to debate? Come into the server. By the way, if you want to support the channel, I have an icon at the top that says for the beans. As you know, I am vitamin B20 deficient. B20. So look, help me out, yeah? Damn. God, give me your money. Bring back bullying. Yeah, well, I'm going to come out of this chat unless someone comes in, so... yeah, cool. General, anyone wanna fight me? How are we? Come debate. Ton, you've spoken a lot in this live stream. Anyone want to come on and debate? You just have to come into the server, right? Just have to come into the server. I got rid of, no, I don't want, I want to do this. I want to go in the alert box. I realized sound was coming through. I didn't know how it was coming through. It was like I'd muted everything, and then I realized it was through the website because I had the website open. So I think it does browser. It does browser. So I think it was on about 24% text to speech enabled. Oh my goodness, I just missed. I just missed it. Damn it. Timothy. Bop, bop. Timothy. Bop, bop. Thank you so much for your tip. I really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. Just so you know, if you support the channel, you don't only support this YouTube channel, you support me doing work on Instagram, on TikTok, and basically anywhere where I can obviously like annoy people and yell at people and be very vegan and whatnot, you know, just, oh, what am I like? What am I like? But yeah, if this chat stays lit, then I will just turn it into a long boy. How long we got? It's been 2 hours, so I guess I got another like hour before it's like technically a long boy. Okay.
Said I'm a lesbian.
Ian_the_pig the lad tipped £5. What do we want? Animal liberation. When do we want it? Now.
Based. Ian the pig. Ian is in the background. He is chilling with his hat. Thank you, Ian. Again, Ian, I tell you every time. When you tip money, we don't make more money. All right? That's not how it works, okay? We don't just make, if I could just give myself money, I'd PayPal vegan gays, right? I'd be like, yeah. I'd PayPal myself, you know, what is it? The 500 billion. Who's on it now? Elon? Is he on 500 billion? God, that man becomes more and more undeserving every day. Oh, man. But yeah, thank you so much, Salad's in the chat. Thank you to Timothy and thank you to Ian the Pig. I really appreciate that. How do you think I did with the moderation, by the way? I haven't modded very much at all. I think I've modded twice and I wasn't very good at it. So I think I've watched enough debates now with moderators and I think I was being fair. They take a percentage, lol. Yeah, they would be able to live off the percentage. He's just whitewashing all the money he got from...
Said I'm a lesbian.
Anonymous the lad tipped £3.71. Any interesting developments in the gays saga you feel like sharing?
Thank you for the tip, Anonymous. Generally, I'm more of a private person. I feel happier like that because I think I've been a chronic oversharer in my life. But I can say I'm definitely more content generally as a human these days, which is really cool. I don't really know how it's been done. I think it's just through like working really hard. Like I probably spend 60 hours a week doing vegan stuff, whether it's from my Vegan Gaze channel or for work. So yeah, I just work hard, you know, play hard on Call of Duty. I love a bit of Call of Duty. Don't really go to the gym as much as I want to, but I'm seeing my friend in a few days. We're going to go to the gym together. That's going to be really nice. But yeah, generally, I think I'm more motivated to just like grind, and I try and put out vegan content like every single day. And I've managed to get the balance a bit more correct so that I can post more videos of the short and long form and yeah, while trying to stream. So yeah, I hope that's a good amount to share. I don't know if that was of any interest whatsoever. But yeah, thank you so much for the tip. I really appreciate it. Are there any non-vegans lurking in the chat? Even the non-vegans can put a salad in the chat for Anonymous there. And yeah, if you're not vegan and you have contention with veganism or believe that you don't need to change your behavior, then come on in to the link that VPM they've posted. Come into the Discord. If not, I'll just hang out with my vegan peeps. It's all Gucci. It's all Gucci. I better change the title, I suppose. I'll put willing to debate non-vegans. I'll put vegans because people will be like, what's vegan? What's a vegan? What is a vegan? What is that? What is that? I think I've spoken to Denise before. I don't remember the the what's the word, the contents of the conversation. But yeah, I do believe we have. After all this time, they're still afraid of you, gays queen. Yeah, there was a lot more chirping when I wasn't able to respond because I had a moderator duty. There is a non-vegan, an anti-vegan even, maybe. Are they anti-vegan? Are they the anti-position? We couldn't come to any agreement, then chat cussed me out. I imagine if you're not vegan and you keep going into vegan comment sections and trying to make the case against veganism, I do imagine we wouldn't come to an agreement, probably, yeah. Wait, is this person... They're talking about marijuana? Oh god. You come into the Discord, okay? There's a great conversation going on. It's good news. No one wants to debate. These are anti-vegans are silent now. Well, you know what the better news would be? That no one to debate because they're already vegan. I don't need to talk to anyone about veganism. Don't look at the chat. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now. I think that's the same. I think that's the same person. Like just like big upsing themselves. I think that's like a sock account. Is that what you call it? Like an alt account? Oh, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, they refuse to debate. Yeah, no, that's VPM. That is just the same person. My dad made baby boys. Oh man. Oh, you know, they are the same guy. Like no one ups themselves when they have lost that hard, all right? But the same person. Maybe that's the brother that he dates. You know? I really want to type and ask them if they are Vlad's brother. You know, because then, yeah, I'm really happy for their relationship. How are the streams going for You're a Vegan? I couldn't participate at the time, but I saw that you had like 250 people at one point. That's sick. What did the view count come to in the end? War is over. Yeah, we can go home now. I'll complain about something else. That's a funny claim that non-vegans make, right? Well, they'll be like, oh, vegans want animals to continue being exploited because then they'd have nothing interesting to talk about or nothing to complain about. Bitch, please. Okay, I can complain about anything, and I would certainly find a myriad of things to complain about were it the case that a vegan world was actually achieved. So... You guys have numbers on how many vegans there are? Real question. No, I don't think there's any like accurate number on vegans. It's probably much lower than is stated. I did a video reaction today that's going out next week. And the guy, he didn't say he was ever vegan. He said he was like plant-based-ish. But he very well represented the lack of understanding of what veganism even means to begin with. I think like, if you have such a misunderstanding of what veganism is, it would be very strange to call yourself that and it wouldn't be applicable. And a lot of people very much do have a misunderstanding. So even if you had like a poll of people who say they are, I wouldn't even have too much faith in that number. But yeah, there's a lot of vegans, but there are a lot of humans, so... Guys, I like the butter tart response. I did one myself, but I may need some edits. Also, maybe some stuff to look at, chat about later. I moved. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. You guys are probably going to love the rest of your lives, limiting your quality of life for some cows who are still going to get killed. Oh, Ton, do you want to come into the chat and debate me? We can debate that claim. Do you want to do that, Ton? Please don't do that thing that non-vegans do in this chat where they just ignore me and pretend they can't hear me. If you don't want to come and speak to me face to face, or one-on-one rather, just say it. Ton can't speak. Why not? Is it a mic problem? Is it an inability to speak physically? Let me know, Ton. Waiting. Am I banned, by the way, or permanently muted? No. No. You don't want to come debate, so you're just going to chirp. Do you have a reason for why you're not going to come debate vocally? Because it's just so much easier when you debate somebody. No disrespect, I'm just shy. Okay, that's fair. It's just kind of bizarre. I don't know. Like, you're making all these claims, right? And I understand the shyness, but like, I'm a very shy person. I'm a very anxious person, actually. But like, if I need to talk about my view about something I'm passionate about, then, you know, I should do that, right? Well, not necessarily should, but it makes sense to do that. So it's confusing if you're passionately against veganism, so much so that you've just come to like a random vegan who has like 20 concurrent viewers and you're saying all this stuff. I don't know why you then wouldn't want to like come and talk about it. It is confusing to me as someone who's very shy, so... No, I just had to refresh. Bad internet. Yeah, I don't generally encourage people just being banned without at least being made aware. And I try not to have people be too trigger happy. I'm more shy than all of you. I do very shy things. If my phone's ringing, I will not pick up. I don't call people. I'm too shy. I will sometimes refuse to go outside because I just cannot deal with social interaction, you know? But I don't know, I care about animal rights so much that just feel the need to get online and talk about it to anyone who will listen, really. So, yeah. I mean, Ton, if you don't want to speak, you know, fair enough. We experience shyness in different ways, right? Why aren't you vegan? Sorry? Sorry if there's moments of silence. I'm just waiting for the response. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Because won't give his life for an animal. I've been vegan for a decade. I haven't given my life for an animal. What do you mean by that, I won't ban Ton just yet, unless they seem to be really dishonest. I was hoping there'd be more people to debate. Culture and fast food addiction. You can have a fast food addiction and be vegan. And if I had an addiction to stabbing puppies, and it were my culture to stab puppies, would it be morally justified for me to do so on the basis that it's my culture and I have an addiction to stabbing them? Let me know. Accusations. Oh. Yeah, these definitely are excuses, and you wouldn't morally hold them consistent. I very much doubt if they're being honest. They're going to say, "Oh yeah, no, if you were addicted to it, and if it were your culture, then stabbing puppies would be absolutely fine." And by fine, I mean morally justified. Are you against eating animal produce as a whole or solely on the ethics of animal farming? I'm against animal exploitation. I take a view against exploiting animals for food, clothing, or other purposes. Yeah. No, if you did miss it. Oh my god, Chip's got the number one. The number one. Chip is king. I believe it. I believe it. Oh, AZ, have you got the evidence for the prior claim? Let's try and remember what it was. You wanted to claim that veganism is unhealthy, right? Was that the claim? Are you ready to provide it? If not, I think it's ban time. Is there an ethical way to consume animal produce? I mean, not in my view, because I don't think there's an ethical way to eat an elderly lady. Like, I don't know, I can't cash that one out, right? But like something feels wrong about eating an old lady's body, even if she died of natural causes. But some people would say, look, as long as nobody cares about her, nobody sees it, then it would be absolutely fine. And I guess for those people, they could make that case. For me, it's still, there's something going on there. But I don't know if it's an ethical problem so much as just a general icky feeling, which isn't a moral problem. But yeah, I just would see it to be like eating an elderly human corpse. Like, I don't know why I would do that. Maybe that would be ethical. But yeah, there's no morally significant difference between an elderly woman and a pig that would draw that distinction for me. Does a zebra consent to being eaten like by a lion? What's the difference? There isn't one. They don't. I wouldn't consent to a bear mauling me alive. Yeah, it's not a great thing for the animal. It's not going to be a great thing in the wild. It's not going to be a great thing in a farm either. Culture tied to food, I am not stabbing anyone else, so I don't understand why the comparison. You are paying essentially a hitman to do it for you, right? A hitman who you've paid does the dirty work for you. You didn't shoot anyone, but you are just as culpable if you pay a hitman to do it. You are paying people to send animals to slaughterhouses. The farmer, the slaughterhouse worker, they want your support, your money to stay in business. Without you, they don't stay in business if people don't give them money. You are paying a fast food place that is serving corpses. They then give the money to the farmers and the slaughterhouse workers. Slaughterhouse workers and farmers, as farmers especially, please buy our milk, buy our meat, please, please, we need you. They need you to buy their flesh. If you don't, it's only a matter of time before they stop slaughtering animals. Oh yeah, Vlad, I mean, you have two accounts, right? You were just upping yourself in the server. Yeah, if any geniuses want to debate Vlad on how veganism entails homosexuality, You go for it. I think he's trolling. I got my fun out of him. Oh, but yeah, maybe I should just... I can gain no more value from you, so I'm done. So you condemn animals eating other animals. I mean, regardless of whether or not I condemn them, you know, I could see it as a bad thing or a good thing. Do you use this logic when we're talking about infanticide or assault? Because animals also commit infanticide. You know, lions, when they join a pride, they will kill the cubs of breeding pairs that were not theirs. So would you ever, in any context, watch a man say, look, I did kill that woman's babies, but they were not like my babies, and that happens out in nature. It's like, so if you condemn me, do you condemn the lion? But yeah, if you want to talk about this in depth, Virtue Postmortem, they're putting a link in the chat. We can talk about this directly if you want, vocally right now. You can come in. But yeah, I don't understand it when people are like, do you condemn this other animal out in nature for doing something? And it's just like, you would never use this to justify infanticide. You would never use this to justify assault. Like, would you? Like, if you would, that's very worrying. If someone doesn't come into debate soon, I might leave because I've got some videos to... I mean, I've got dinner to eat as well. Gonna have vegan chicken and broccoli. And I have some videos to... I have a lot to do. I need like a week break so I can just do things at my own leisure and catch up. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm in Soifo right now. If any non-vegan is like, oh, I'd thrash her in a debate. Oh, look at her dumb cunt. This guy. If you want to do it right now. Broccoli. What about B12? What about B24? B24. So what's your plan changing the whole world to vegan? Let's say you change the UK. What about all other countries in the world? What about all the cultures and memories tied to food? What about it? I'm telling people and having discourse about what I believe to be morally right. I'm challenging their values and seeing if they agree with me. Often people think killing humans is wrong. Animal rights is just the logical extension of human rights, because I know it's a broken record here, but there's no morally significant difference between humans and other animals that would justify that asymmetry. Do you do this with every social justice movement? What's your plan changing the world to not be homophobic? There are other cultures that are homophobic. Therefore, what? Stop sharing your opinion about queer people? Oh, you know, you want people to not be sexist. Look, there's other cultures that are very sexist. So, like, just stop right now, right? Is that your solution, Ton? I just stop. I set up shop and I'm like, yeah, I'm done now because I can't change the entire world. What is this viewpoint? This is silly, Ton. I don't get it. It just doesn't compute with my brain. My smooth brain. Can we get some brain frogs in the chat? Brain frogs. Right now, if you're a channel member, you know what to do. Brain frog. Brain frog. Ba, 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 ba. Why do non-vegans not want to talk to me? Why don't they want to come and chat? I'm nice. I'm nice. I'm not mean. I'm gonna put some brain frogs in the chat. You're all too sick. Chip did it. I know Louis did it, but that's not the channel member brain frog. You're too scary, too intelligent. No, I wish. You know, I mourn the fact that I can't have all knowledge every day. Or I wouldn't even take all knowledge, okay? I just take like a lot more knowledge, like so much more knowledge. I just wish I knew loads and loads of shit. I wish my brain were just this pool of just things rather than a pool of mush. A pool of frogs. Blonde L, yeah, back in the day. A mullet L now. I just rub my eye and it fucking hurts, bro. Oh. Yo. Pain. Pain. Ow. Ton, yeah, food is not just food for people. So let's remember, okay, Ton, and I think it's very important. I'm going to start thinking you're being rude, okay? I do believe I asked you a question and I don't think you answered it right. You said culture and fast food addiction. So, say for example, it was part of my culture and it was an addiction of mine to stab dogs and make them feel fear so they tasted better so I could eat them. So I'm kicking them around and making them scared. Would that be justified in your view if I have a fast food addiction, so I have an addiction to the dog flesh, in a fast food format, right? And it's part of my culture. Would that be justified because of how important food is and the fast food addiction in the culture? Ton, if you do not answer that, I'm going to start believing the claims that you're dishonest. Wait, where did Ton go? You didn't time them out, did you? Whoa, no. Why? Why have we got rid of them? I asked them a direct question. Who did that? Just know I didn't remove you. I actually want you to answer that question. But I guess you're saved now because you would not have a good justification for that for sure. Oh, want me to join voice? That's okay, Leon. It was just the timing, wasn't it? It was like perfect time. Obviously, there's a stream delay. That's fine. Just as long as Ton knows, I didn't remove you. But if you're gonna say I could join, but can't give an opinion, just because I was a mod, but happy to hear yours. I need a new keyboard. This is squeaking so hard. But no, I was getting the dishonest vibe. I mean, if you're really going to say that vegan food is bland, when herbs and spices, oils exist, and they are the things that give flavor or enhance flavor already there, I will, let me...
A website that I use for We the Free called My Stats, but I think that's just for We the Free. Where you kind of like track stuff. Yo, hello.
Sorry to interrupt. I was asked to potentially join, and did you know that I'm all streaming? Is this all okay?
Okay.
Yeah? Cool.
Hello.
Yep. Okay.
Cheers, soy milk. To the stream.
Soy milk.
Hello, Lewis.
Yeah, you wanted
Listen,
to
this
debrief?
is gonna add 5 years to my life, and it actually tastes better than cow's milk, as far as I remember cow's milk.
I feel like if you do not enjoy like soy milk, the taste, I feel like oat is probably like easier to adjust to because soy, I don't know about you guys, but like it depends on the day that you open it, it will taste different. I'll wake up in the morning and then my soy has it has a different flavor profile. And like on day 3, it's wrong, but the rest of the other days, absolutely fine. I don't know if I'm being weird about it, but yeah.
Strange.
What, you mean I shouldn't drink my soy milk after a week in the fridge?
Well, I mean, I would. I'm a bin, but you know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wait, there is a way to track stats, like vegan stats. You can use my stats. Hold on, I'll send you guys the link.
Sorry,
We
were having a discussion about potentially tracking data on when we're doing vegan outreach.
Yeah,
and what that would look like.
I always forget to do that. Like, I would love to know how many people, like, because you were saying earlier something about someone going vegan on the spot when you watched the stream. I do not remember that. I'm fully convinced, like, everyone's been like, no, screw you, I'm not changing.
Yeah, I'll have to dig through your YouTube channel because I swear, there was a guy you debated or outreached, and I remember them going vegan on stream. I was like, damn, that was powerful because your debate performance was just really good.
I feel like I need to know exactly what that is so I can look back at it and just remind myself when I'm dealing with complete clowns that like hope exists.
Joe, I have a really funny idea how you can track certain stats.
Hey,
Like
Lee.
like the most hilarious
Hope you're
way
well.
ever. So my stats, basically, you have a link where someone accesses the link and sees We the Free, or basically this is my link in the side channel. If you press it, I'll probably get pinged on the website saying like, hey, someone accessed your whatever, and you actually get the basics, Dominion, game changes, whatever, whatever, whatever. If you want to gamify this, Joy, if you want to gamify this, the URLs are custom. So if you debate someone on the environment, you can give them the environment link for to go vegan. If it's on ethics, you can give them the ethics link. Just and that's kind of how you can keep track with, these people. Hi, Chip.
And it's not just for my stats, by the way, just to be clear. It's you can use it also for online. When you
Yeah, yeah,
create a code, they ask you if it's for online or street activism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dom had like an idea to do like I don't know. I imagine it almost like a VAS score. So VAS is just like I don't know. It's just like for subjective pain. But like 0 to 10, I don't know how much do you agree with veganism or something like that. At the beginning and at the end of the conversation. So at the beginning, for instance, if they say, "Oh, 9, I really, really disagree with vegans," and if at the end they said like 6, that means you move the needle, right?
It's I guess it's a positive if you're looking at it that way, yeah.
That's kind of the street epistemology way where I've seen him do that, where he's like, how confident are you in this view or whatever. It's kind of like a and then see if the dial moves.
Because 5 is over 0. Well, 5 is 0, isn't it? So 6 is over 0.
0, 5 is I disagree 50% or something like that,
Yeah, so but I would say that's 0.
If they're dishonest because they lost the debate or something, they'll say a lower number just because they're upset or something.
Well,
definitely
that means
a bullet bite metric. Was it bullet bit? Was crazy bullet bitten in this debate, and what was it?
That's funny. But the point is, right? Like if somebody is like really stinky about it and like became one of the victims of VPM Club, for instance, and they say, "Well, I disagree 10 now," right? All we can measure is their experience at that point in time, and I should probably like, if I look at my stats and out of 20 conversations, I victimized only one person, and the rest of the people, they actually like reduced their lack of agreement with veganism, then I know I'm doing something right, right? At least.
Agreed. I was just gonna say, Tone said in chat, you can't hear the treadmill. Is there a treadmill guy? I don't hear shit.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
no,
bloody vegans constantly exercising.
Okay.
I do not hear treadmills.
Yeah, for real. So annoying how vegans have like all this energy and shit. Jesus
Boring.
How dare we?
Do I need to tell you that I still have 1,000 calories left to eat and I already had 4,000?
4,000.
I hate you. I wish
Right.
I could get away with that and still be swole. Unfortunately, I can't. I'm
You look
such
like
a
a whale.
short person that like in order to like be in a deficit, I need to like eat like 1,500 to 1,600. And I'm like, oh my god, that's shit. Like, why can't I just be in a deficit at 2,000? I'd be so happy because I love food so much. You know, bland, crap vegan food.
But you can burn more. You can just
I know,
like,
but when
because
am I-
today I did both gym, a lot of biking, and of course squash. So I did a lot of exercise today. That's why I need to eat more.
Maybe I need to get one of those standing like desks because I work like just all the time. It's just so hard to like now
Do it,
find the
Elle.
time.
I have one, and I have a treadmill underneath. They're epic. It's great.
Yeah, I think I need
It's
that.
also, you have to be careful with the kind of works you're doing. Like if you do a lot of typing, it can be quite distracting for you to just like. But for example, if you're just live streaming and just talking to people, just walking and talking works.
Yeah, there's a lot of backspace in when you type in. Yeah.
Or vegan guys, or you can do what I did, right? So you get a walking treadmill just underneath your feet,
right?
And you take this and you watch a movie.
Oh, like a VR. I don't do VRs like accommodate for like bottleneck glasses because my glasses are so thick and like I was trying to Discord verify the other day without my glasses and it thought I was a teenager.
Just put the movie on your computer screen. Don't put the goggles on.
To be fair, I walk and debate people on my like Instagram and stuff like that. I nearly walked into a lamppost the other day and caused like a serious harm because I was trying to convince someone that like what is natural isn't what's morally good. So I nearly took a lamppost to the face for that.
Jesus. But
I mean, to be fair, I walk into lamppost all the time, and my vision is perfect.
Fifian, what are you doing that for?
Just because you're too busy arguing with carnists.
Yeah.
No, just like yeah, I don't notice shit like that.
You dyspraxic?
I just like turn around where I am, boom, walk into a fucking. Sorry.
Hello to everyone who's entered, by the way.
Yeah, so we originally joined this chill channel to give me a debrief.
Yeah, go on. I cannot give an opinion because obviously I was the mod. I still want to be fair, but so I'll keep my opinions to myself. But I'm happy for anyone else to give their opinion. So
I only have one criticism, and that you should have pressed them much harder, Joe, on the NTT to give actual traits instead of letting them wander off.
Yeah, I felt like I tried to keep it on the rails, and then it just kept kind of veering off, and he just kind of dismissed the question, I guess, which was difficult.
Yeah, he basically said, well, it's not a trait, it's this like linear score that I'm keeping. So it's as if like the sentient beings or the living beings, I guess, or whatever, don't have their intrinsic value. So actually, I don't think that's what he holds to be true. But they have like some kind of a relation to himself through whether you can. I think he was making the claim that if you can relate to that being morphologically, then I think he was making a general claim. Though I don't think like we should have asked him. Well, Joe, sorry, you should have asked him if he holds the claim that that's how the world works, or if that's how he actually evaluates animals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it seemed like he didn't disagree with the Venn diagram I drew. He agreed that if it was all red on the left, you can chop their head off. Like he did agree to that. And then so it's like there was no disagreement on the Venn diagram I drew, but then like 3/4 of the way through, he was like, I disagree with the Venn diagram. I was like, wait, I thought we agreed upon this. You were like, you said this was cool. So I was confused. Like that just like threw me off guard. Then he like changed it to like a linear bar, like a left to right thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess yeah, it was like a curveball. I think so. Definitely, I don't think you could have done anything on the spot. But I'm thinking now if you should have perhaps um, did do like a Venn diagram of all of those things that he mentioned. So like a rock, blah blah blah, all that stuff, and like ask, just like drew a bunch of circles and say, well, this is a rock, this is a chimp, this is a cow, and do any of those things have anything in common, right? To get him back to sentience, maybe.
Yeah, I was trying to like dial in because it. I was like counting his little bar, and like the cow was at 4, and the monkey was at 5 or whatever. So I was like, okay, so at 5 we can't chop their head off, but at 4 you can chop their head off. It's like what's
Yeah, that was
happening?
brilliant.
What's
Actually, that
happening
was
between
brilliant.
4 and 5 there? Like, can't chop head off property, can chop head off property, and it's like at 4.2, can I no longer chop the head off? It's like strange.
Yeah,
What was
because
his answer to that? Sorry, go on.
his graph was just weird to bring up. I mean, it's like anything below him was fair game anyway. So
Well, I think it was the 10 was his child hypothetically, but yeah, anything, yeah. It's like okay, I just draw the line at 5.1 now. I can chop off a monkey's head. It's like okay, what?
But I think his whole deal was because it's even at some point he said that it's not about traits, but it's about the proximity to him, right? Something like that. And I think when he says stuff like that, I think it's good to bring it. I mean, I don't know. I think you did great, by the way, Joe. So I'm not as good as a debater as you. So I'm just like putting it out there. Because when people say stuff like that to me, I usually try to see why would that be relevant, because somebody who's a racist could still say, well, they're not distinct enough from me, right? Like, or they're not close enough to me for me to give them moral consideration. They're too different. That's why we always bring it to traits, because he didn't understand this idea of why traits. But when he says that they're different enough from me, it's the traits that make them different enough from me. So I think he was kind of, he didn't have a good statement around that. I think like he was kind of fumbling about where his morals are.
Yeah, I think I got a concession though because with the proximity thing, I made the island analogy with the hypothetical culture that exploited humans, and he still was not okay with that, and that was way outside of his proximity. He wouldn't even see it. So I felt like I got a concession on that.
Actually, a good point, Chip. Like, I think speaking of graphics, maybe next time, Joe, you just like draw a linear bar the way he did, like so 0 to 10, and then just like take just people and draw like white people on 100. Like for instance, I don't know, Asian people on 80, and just like so on, and like I don't know,
It would just
you
go back
know.
to
Yes.
human though. Like I
Yeah.
value human though, and I'm just like okay. That's why I I did the gamble of like bringing in the chimpanzee, and then yeah, he wasn't okay with the chimpanzee exploitation, so I took human out of it. Because a
Yeah.
lot of people will just bite the bullet like human is the trait, but this one wasn't the trait. Like chimpanzee was morally relevant, I guess.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird because like that's like Nuzi logic, historically, famously. Because Nuzi's and I hope you understand what I'm saying because I don't want to like nuke else
What's
stream
a
for this.
nuzzy?
It's
What's a
a
nuzzy?
you find replace the OO with an A.
Uh,
Yeah. So
Nuzzy.
Nuzi's historically genuinely just like drew a level of types of humans. So the Austrians were at the top, and then the German, and then I think the Slavic people were like somewhere between there, and at the end were like it was like Arabs, then Jews, then I don't I think Romani people was at the end, something like that. So genuinely, this is like Nuzi logic. And if replacing all the rocks and the animals was just like the human proximity to myself kind of a bar, I think that, I don't know, if he would have beaten the bullet that what's happening here is moral, but I don't think he would have, because I don't think he was talking about his personal ethics still. I think he was generalizing and saying this is how the world works. So he was doing an is, not an ought, in my opinion.
But post mortem, you forget Hootler was a vegan though.
Yeah, Hitler was totally vegan. That's why he did all the things. Yeah.
But that is true. At various times, you're right, postmortem. At various times, he was making this is ought distinction. He was confusing between the two. Like he was using ought to statements based on what is, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's also a good point to emphasize in debates, because we're asking how the world should be, not how it is, and whether if the world is this way, does that does not justify that it should be this way or something, right?
Yeah, I think I did a decent job on just bringing it back to like, what do you think? I don't really care what people think. I'm talking to you.
I don't think he ever did it though, Joe. I don't think he ever went to, well, this is my opinion about morality. I think he was still talking like almost I don't even know. Was it like fucking meta, or was it just like a claim of fact? It was definitely one of those two things, but it was so confusing that who knows?
Anyone else have feedback? Felt like
We just had to glaze you. That's why we came.
Oh.
All of this glazing.
Yeah, I
You
don't
did
know.
fine.
I
You
think
did great.
the next it sounds like he's down to have the empirical debate on the vegan health. So I don't know. Post mortem, you're probably the most well versed in this group call right now, but I don't know
I
if Nick.
I wouldn't feel it's like specifically, especially about dairy, because I think dairy like does have like health benefits. That's what the literature says.
Yeah,
But like the claim should be, all you can like replace the benefits from something like plants.
yeah. Essentially, it would just be like you can be healthful as a vegan and you won't lose any years of life.
Yeah.
You can be equally as that would just be the claim to defend.
Yeah, I don't know if I can like empirically defend that shit, because you know, I generally understand what's happening in like nutrition sphere, but I'm not. It's beyond my pay to
Stop
like.
being modest. You know very well what you're doing. You have empirical evidence. You have that folder that you always
Not
bring up
for
the
dairy
all the
though.
evidence.
I have for protein, but we already like had like a written discussion with him. I mean, he was like kind of just like dodging, frankly. He made the claim that it's settled science
But
that like animal products are like, or animal proteins are more bioavailable than plant proteins. And
but
when I showed him the empirics of plant protein, he just like disappeared. So
But the thing about it is, yes, maybe animal protein is more available, but as the sports nutritionist
Said
that I met today
I'm
on the
a
street said very
lesbian.
well, which is
Lee Gunner the
I
lad
knew
tipped
about this, but I don't know how I never.
£5. Appreciate the time you dedicate to speak up for the victims.
Thank you, Lee. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Can we get some salads in the chat? I will carry on with. Didn't mean to deafen, but I know it can cause pain when people hear two things at once. But yeah, thank you so much, Lee. I really appreciate that.
Bioavailable, and a lot of them are. It's the human health outcomes that are the differentiator. And when you equalize the protein content, and I know for bodybuilding specifically, it's 1.5 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of protein per body weight. When you match the protein plant based versus animal based, there's no human health outcome differences.
Yeah, that's
You-
why I'm like,
yeah.
I think I would take the stronger claim that, okay, nice story. Diet's just like a fucking nice story, but it just ends up cashing out into no difference, right? I don't know what the mechanisms are. Frankly, I don't give a shit. It's just like you take protein and you build muscle. That's it. Done. Doesn't matter where it comes from.
Remember that one of his claims was that he cares about the longevity and living as long as he can and his family or whatever.
Well,
Well,
yeah, like, but that, like to prove that claim, you wouldn't necessarily nutritionally exclude dairy, right? Like you can probably,
but
yeah,
he had to.
vegetarians have like less like decreased longevity when compared to vegans, but you can like eat a certain amount of dairy and not decrease your longevity, I guess. So
But
like those makes the poison.
he did say that if you have two foods which are identical nutritionally, you should always go for the ethical one. So
Yeah, that's what I pressed him.
Oh.
Just pressed him at the very end. Is like, if it is proven to you empirically that you can be vegan and it causes no detraction to your health, will you go vegan? He said yes. So I think it
Guys,
just needs to be
I don't
shown.
feel comfortable doing this kind of a debate. I think somebody who's like more understanding of nutrition should. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so like the positive claim would be vegan is, or following a well-planned vegan diet will not cause you any upset, or there would be some like specific claim there, and
Yeah.
it would, yeah, it is just an empirical debate though, and you just have to like have the really good evidence, and then hopefully it doesn't just get bogged down in like stupid epistemological shit where it's like, oh, this is a rat study, it's like, just look at the fucking science.
Would it be worth trying to ask Wollmonger to do a health debate? Because he could probably smash it in 5 minutes.
Tom? Oh, Wilmunga.
Yeah.
I would prefer somebody with credentials, to be fair.
He is a dietitian.
Like
He's
PhD
a
dietitian.
dietitian.
All right. Then yeah, sure.
Yeah, Willmonger is he is a dietitian.
Well, he's doing his PhD at the moment, isn't he?
we do have Chip, who's quite smart with stuff like that.
Yeah, as far as like the best nutrition debater would go, like Nagra's up there. Then Nick has no credentials, but he's really good. And then yeah, Willmonger is credentialed for sure.
Well, like
Try
Tone
ask
has a
him.
connection with him. So Tone, if you can ask.
Fella, we'll butter him up, margarine him up.
Margarine him up.
I mean,
Blend it
if
with
he wants to
marshmallows.
do it, if he wants to do it, then he'll agree. If he doesn't want to do it, you're not gonna try and make him, right?
Yeah, I'll ask. See what he says.
Yeah.
Who is this person that we're trying to debate?
Apex. Is it Apex Minds or something?
So about
The guy that was debating today.
Yeah, the 3 hours ago, Vegan Gaze went live and she hosted a debate between Joe here and a person whose name is the Apex Mind, who's a vegetarian, dairy only person. And the debate ended at, Joe asked Apex if it's proven to you that you can be healthy and have like the same health outcomes and longevity on a vegan diet as with on a plant-based diet with dairy, basically, right? So plant diet with dairy. Would you do it? And he said, yeah. So now we're looking for a person who's like knows empirics on nutrition to debate Apex and get him to veganism.
Do we not have the like? Does anybody need the study for the the American Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics?
Well, I mean,
Well, no,
that's
not necessarily, but I would like
Yeah.
some understanding. You know, I almost never heard Willmonger talk about nutrition, so I had no idea. You know.
Yeah,
That's
the only
about
issue with
quite
that thing is it's not really a study; it's just more of a statement, and you'd have to look into all the underlying studies, and then Just if someone's like really well versed on the empirical data itself.
Yeah, the position paper does have all the studies within it, though.
Yeah. And then I think to be comfortable in that debate, you would have to be familiar with all those relevant studies, which I don't know if anyone here would be comfortable with that.
Yeah, also, like, I think the position of nutrition dietetics makes a relatively soft claim that you can be vegan and healthy. I don't know if do they make like a longevity claim? I don't think they make positive claims about like veganism. So like the more plants you eat, the more you increase your longevity stuff, something like that, right? Yeah, so somebody should be like very well versed on that stuff and like prepare for it and shit.
So that's an important factor, but I feel like when you're debating this, make sure that you have the cause of it, right? Is it about mortality? Is it about health? Is it about sport performance? Is it about building muscle? Because all of these concerns have different studies behind them, and they have different concerns. Because otherwise, you know, you like micronutrient absorption or stuff. Because you know, it's a different thing to debate whether you can get enough protein on a plant-based diet, and you have several evidence for it and whatnot. Than if I don't know, if you get all the micronutrients required or stuff like that, right? It's a totally different concern.
I think this crazy guy, what's his name? This millionaire, Brian Johnson or whatever, he has longevity studies on veganism, as far as I know.
I would definitely not point to him for anything ever.
Yeah.
The guy's crazy. He's like a vampire.
He also does studies on his own body. He's not doing studies on any other people. He literally just shows what is optimal for me and me only.
Yeah,
But sure,
it's an equal one. That's a problem.
He's basically just like throwing the entire kitchen sink of anything that has even a little bit of evidence into his body, and hoping it works. So that's what.
But I thought he had a collection. That's why I thought he had like a collection of studies that he's working off of. So he doesn't.
Yeah, but it's like
he'll have a study on like rats, and they take.
Oh no! Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's like a preliminary study on some kind of a mechanism in rats, and then he extrapolates that on, well, then I should take that compound, and then he takes all the compounds together, so incredibly multifactorial shit, and he makes the study only on himself. That's garbage, frankly.
He does compare his boner to his son's boner, though, so it's really
Oh my god,
weird.
okay, never mind.
He's a bit of a quack. We all know him. He's a bit of a
Essential
quack.
tests.
Yeah, just the fact he's doing this like boner stuff with his kid is just really creepy.
Now, somebody told me he had studies. That's why I did not look deeper into it. So I think it's all right.
I like though that despite him being all crazy about health, apparently he went vegan for ethical reasons, which is pretty based. So
Has he stopped using collagen?
I don't know.
I thought he... But there is vegan collagen out there, so maybe he's using vegan collagen.
No idea.
Anyway, outside of millionaires, people, yeah.
No clue. The guy's weird. Maybe he has human-derived collagen. He's paid people to extract their body for him.
Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, like he does get the blood from his son or something, and then he donates his blood to his dad or something like that, right?
I was gonna mention just this shit. You were quicker than me. So he definitely harvests himself and other humans for like longevity. So.
But you know, we should do that amongst each other. I'm fine with it. I'll get some blood from a younger person and feed it to an older person. You know, just to spite the millionaires, because I'm sure he pays a lot of money for this kind of shit. So let's just fuck with them and let's all make.
Just gonna post this.
Well, gut microbiome is a big difference. Like if you put gut microbes of a slim person into an older fat person, it can actually change their weight and stuff like that. That I know.
Maybe.
That's why, yeah, that's why I've been wanting to do poop transplant for a while now. Not for myself, but like to donate my poop because I'm pretty healthy. So, but it's too far away. There is a clinic here in the Netherlands, but it's far away from my house. So.
Oh, there is an actual thing called a Bristol stool chart. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it. I'm gonna put it in the side
Yeah.
channel.
I love the
I'm
stool
familiar
chart.
with it.
I always reference my poops on the type.
Oh my god, you spoiled it.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
What
I just
the
got
fuck
too
is
excited.
this? What? This is funny.
There's no way I wasn't clicking on that, Felix.
Yeah.
You have to open the link with right click to see it better.
So type 7's just diarrhea, yeah?
Yeah, straight up.
Okay.
I think type 6 also constitutes the diarrhea. Like type 1 and 2 are like constipation. I think even at 3 you're slightly constipated. Am I right? It's been a while since I've looked. 3 or 4? No, 3 or 4 is like perfect, right?
I'm constantly at 4. That's where
Post-mortem
I'm at
and L. Interesting poop talk here, but I think Patrick might be down to be the debater in the health thing.
Oh, great one.
Cool.
Nice.
Forgot about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, or well, shit, what's his handle?
Wait,
I just know it's
Foolproof
Patrick.
mastery.
foolproof.
Yeah, foolproof mastery.
Ooh, that would be cute. I'd like that. I and if you need a mod again, I can be that. Even though it seems not necessary with Apex, but you know.
I think it might be necessary with Patrick because they have like such different conversation styles. I think they might not understand each other, so somebody should be there to bridge between the two of them. So not exactly mod, but like just translator, I guess.
Maybe I can be that bridge.
I also think just having it in that format is really helpful, just to like have it timed and here's your statements, and it doesn't drag on for 5 hours, and it seems like more official when it's like on the stream and everything.
True.
Plus, we like seeing you, Elle, often there. Like it just helps everybody, gives us energy to debate.
Chip, you shouldn't. So sweet. Yeah, no, that'd be cool, and I think it will drive more people to come to the server, which would be cool.
Yeah, and Patrick would, he would farm it for content on his stuff too.
Hell
He would
yeah.
have the clips and everything.
Yeah, because
which would get
Apex
more people-
Apex posts as well, so he'll probably put it on his channel. I think I'll have to give the recording to him. So
Was the debate on Soy Feed?
so it was hosted on Soyfeed, yeah.
Okay.
I made a separate channel just for the free, so that nobody can come in accidentally. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
By the way, that's that offer stands whenever you need me to make like a channel to debate somebody just for yourself, so nobody comes in. Let me know. I'll do that real easy.
You can always create rooms with limits, like 2, 3 people max.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
just ended up I just ended up making my own channel for one-on-ones.
Yeah, you can always do it in DMs as
Yeah.
well. You don't even need to. Yeah. Sorry, Vijay.
No, you're good. I was just agreeing
The
with
real
you.
question. The real question is, who has the better mustache? Is it Felix or Axel?
Oh, no.
Fucking Felix gets wrecked, dude. We all know I have the better mustache.
No, I think Felix wins everything. I don't.
Dude,
I'm
since
sorry.
I'm Polish, I have the anti-Hitler thingy going on.
And Hitler antithesis.
Well, I guess I have to get my mustache ready to prove everyone wrong. It's time to.
Somebody's asking in the chat if. Oh no, that's vegan as well. I was like, oh, PFP is happening in the chat, but that's a vegan. They're just taking a piss. That's all
Get
right.
another debate in here. Come on, someone.
Yeah,
tell me.
I'm not
Let's
like,
go.
unfortunately, I've not got enough traffic to my channel to just bring like the trolls in who are just willing to just be so silly and not realize they're doing it.
But Zack Attack had some really good shit. He just didn't know though.
Yeah, that was very good. I know I've debated him before, and I was like, oh, you. But it is like it's kind of painful when people are like, yeah, it's stupid. I can't tell you why though. It's just like, well, then what's going on? Like, just say, oh, it makes me feel bad. That's fair enough. Don't say, oh, it is this. When you just can't even explain it. It hurts my brain. I can't wait for the like anyone. By the way, for the stream listening, you are going to love the debate that I'm putting out on Sunday. And Joe was there, VPM was there, and oh my god, I'm calling him the Rose Guy.
Oh my god.
Al, are you gonna splice in the lol clip?
Oh no, I didn't do that.
They're the same. They're the same though. I don't know what to do. They're the same.
Hey, don't spoil. Joe, don't spoil too much.
Yeah, oh my god, look. Now the 200
Spoiler
views
alert.
I was gonna get on it, it's like cut in half because now they know. Gutting, man.
Okay.
But yeah, perfect, absolutely perfect. I personally I watched the debate back obviously to just make sure everything was okay, and it was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More to come.
Yeah, we'll get loads of anti-vegans soon enough. There it is, the moustache.
I hate anti-vegan. Oh, hello.
I am still going to vote for Felix because I am not showing family bias.
I'm gonna vote for Axel. I'm sorry, I love the pointy shit going on.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Felix. I'm sorry.
No, it's fun. It sounds fun.
If I had a moustache, and obviously, like, I'm very upset that I can't grow facial hair. I think it's based. But if I had one, I would have a pointy moustache with a fucking thick beard, 100%.
Gotta curls. Gotta do the curls.
I know, because then, like, imagine you're talking to an anti-vegan and they give the nature though argument, and you're about to make them bite so many bullets, and then you can just like twiddle your mustache hair and like make it pointier.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, oh, you've come to the right place. Oh, that would just be like so comfortable for me. I feel like I need that. So
You're giving me ideas. Let's go.
Let's go.
You know, I'll just twiddle a mustache.
100%. I would do that. So please, I'm gonna live vicariously through you.
All right.
Can we set up this debate? Can we set up
I
this
see Felix
debate
is
between?
streaming a video game there, Felix?
No, it's a video game. I'm just
Does anyone want to? Here's an open challenge. Play bullet chess with me right now, and we'll stream it.
What's bullet chess?
1 minute per side.
I don't actually know how to play chess.
They lose.
I'm gonna get my girlfriend.
So me versus L. We're gonna bet £1,000.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm out
What
now.
were you gonna say? Hold on, Chip. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say we actually, in today's world where we hear so many debates and so many counter arguments, we do need a quote-unquote debate between Axel and Felix mustaches, which is just 30 minutes of different angles of their mustaches together.
Wait,
Just wiggling
guys.
their top lips.
I actually have a game on my Steam that everyone can play. You don't even have to download anything, and it's basically imagine like a scene from a movie. Guys are talking to each other, and then it goes blank, and you have to fill in the blank. And it's such a good game. If anyone is ever interested in,
Yeah,
I
what's
have
the
no
name?
idea what you just said. That's too confusing for me.
it's called Use
If
Your
I
World.
can play it on Mac, I'll look at it.
You play it on browser.
Oh, okay.
I've
Is it
recently-
online? Like, can we all play together?
Yeah. Hold on,
What's it
Matthew.
called?
Use Your Words.
Oh, I have heard of that. I've recently downloaded a game called Sweet Transit. It's like Sims but with trains. So I'm.
Oh, that sounds amazing! I love trains.
Yeah, it's like £7 on Steam. So it's SimCity rather, but with trains.
Hmm.
So.
To
There
address
was
vegan guys' chat. Listen, guys, I understand that sometimes, like, when somebody says, "Oh, come debate me," it's kind of scary, and your stomach hurts and shit like that, and your heart like really beats fast. But I think if you make like strong claims in the chat, I think you should get over that and just like have a conversation with us. It doesn't have to be a debate. We can just like ask each other questions, like really simple stuff. And sometimes doing something scary is actually a good thing. You learn how to do that thing, and the next time you're not going to be scared anymore, you know?
Yeah, and you're
And
definitely
you
like
can also
passionate if you're going to. I don't know what compels like a non-vegan to come in and then put like all the claims and then just not speak. I just don't understand that. So, you know, surely you would want to come on and have a
Yeah,
discussion about
before
your
I went
beliefs.
vegan, I didn't go on streams and say shit. I listened, and then I went vegan.
Based.
Clearly
Hench,
insecure.
Hench Herbivore's biggest fan was doing that on my stream today.
Oh yeah, they
Just
won't
as-
debate.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
the
don't-
account Hench Herbivore's biggest fan. I'm familiar, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember
Yeah.
what they've said, but I remember it being nonsense in my mind.
They
So
just Yeah, he just spewed a whole bunch of nonsense, and then I called him a coward, and then he was calling me a coward for not watching his videos that he didn't have. Because I watched like almost all of his videos, and he was like, "No, watch this one," and I was looking for it. I was like, "Dude, you don't fucking have it. Like, you're full of shit."
That's like when you're debating
And-
someone, they're like, just read this book and you'll know my argument. It's like, no, just give me the argument.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to debate
Exactly.
communism? Have you not
Bro.
read every single little tidbit on it?
I hate that specifically about religion. You haven't read the Hadith. You don't know shit, like bro.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm trying to invite someone to debate. They seem to be liking their own comments in one of my comment sections because, like, let's be real, nobody's watching it currently. So I'm just gonna. What they said: most people who are vegan give up within 10 years due to vitamins only found in meat: B12, D3, creatine, carnitine, taurine, and other vitamins.
Wait.
The fact I had an
Bro.
energy drink this morning and it had like I think it's got like 300% of your taurine in it in a day.
Just if you lay that all out logically, though, like that's such a crazy conjunctive claim. Like if you just disprove one of those nutrients, his whole claim is false.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is filled with wild claims because he then goes because basically I'll give some more context. They said comparing eating meat to CSA, they are nothing alike. Eating meat is done for survival. CSA is something that some mentally ill do. So I said that eating animals is done for survival. Then how are people who abstain from eating animals surviving? And then yeah, they've said this, and then the last thing that they said was the fact is humans evolved to eat meat and vegetables and fruit. So how are people who don't eat meat surviving at the cost of their own health most of the time? So I'm just gonna say this is filled with wild claims, and hopefully they come over. We'll see. Sorry, I just thought I'd update you in case someone comes in.
What is CSA?
Oh, I also sent it. A good idea. I also put it in two of my comments. There's people who have the same thing. Perfect.
I also want to know what CSA is.
CSA.
Traffic.
SA.
I think it's in reference to trafficking.
No, isn't it child SA?
Oh yes, yeah. You're right.
Oh damn.
But that wasn't
Yeah.
even what I don't think Jade once compared that anyway. So I don't know why they're bringing it up, but like I can't remember.
I think just human trafficking is often associated with that.
Yes, it's
practice.
probably. I'll just tell them I'm live right now. If you want to vocally debate. Yeah. It's really a battle to try and get people to like come and like substantiate their claims. I don't understand.
Will you bring your thing closer?
Unfortunately,
Ideally,
I,
I'll-
though.
Will you bring your face closer?
I find myself debating vegans more than anyone else these days, unfortunately.
I avoid that like the plague. I think I would burn out 20,000 times quicker if I did. Yeah.
It is more soul destroying than debating a
Yeah.
non-vegan, I think.
Definitely.
What's the
But
vegan or what's
just
the
to put it
prop
out
usually?
there, So we gotta debate or we gotta squish this nonsense that we don't need B12, please. Um, it's starting to spread. The nonsense is spreading.
Oh no.
Oh, the claim that we
Who's
do not
saying that?
require B12?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Where
that annoys
from?
me.
That
That
sign guy.
really annoys me. Yep.
Who's saying that?
So this
Vegan
person
sign
wrote
guy.
a book. Yeah, it's a vegan sign guys also read that book, and there's people who are starting to read their book, and this book is apparently, well, I read 2 chapters of the book. I'm very annoyed every time I read it. I get annoyed because it's just a lot of nonsense. Every paragraph is full of
Thank you
nonsense.
for
And
the tip, Lucifer.
just to put
Thank
it into
you.
perspective, I was telling VPM also, this author writes nature all across this book with a capital N.
Oh.
Wow.
Can we get
But these days,
the
that
author
says a
on
lot,
for
doesn't
debate?
it?
Now, I mean, I don't even need empirics. I can just debate him.
Joe,
What?
I already invited her to debate. She got really defensive, and she's like, "I worked so much for this book, and you just want to tear it down, and all this kind of stuff." So
Yeah, I would just question the epistemology. I wouldn't even need empirics. I would just run some
Oh, it's
questions.
like a pure conspiracy theory, like you see it immediately in the opening statement.
Chip,
yep.
when
Yeah.
they said that to you, did you tell them that they just invoked a sunk cost fallacy?
Ooh, sunken cost. What is that? I forgot about it.
Sunk cost fallacy, it's what's a good example of it?
I can explain it, I think, pretty
Oh, I
well.
see it
If
is. I see
Yeah.
what it
yeah,
is. Yeah.
yeah. Well, let's explain to
Yeah.
the chat as well.
Yeah.
So sunk cost fallacy is when you like buying like a really shit house, and then you like pour money into it to fix it, but stuff keeps breaking, and you're like, well, I already sunk so much money into this house, I wouldn't like abandon it or sell it to somebody else. That's a sunk cost fallacy. You're thinking about the money that you already invested, and not thinking about the money that you would still need to invest to even like basically break even or whatever. Right.
That's like that's like what the UK. It's like what one of the parties in the UK, Reform UK, they're trying to claim that they're going to save these billions of pounds, but they want to cancel HS2, which has already costed 27 billion. So their claim is they're saving it by stopping it, but then like technically you've lost money then because you've just given up on a. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, essentially, it means that if you put in a lot of energy into one statement, it's that statement makes it somehow good because of the sunken right? Like I read it. It's a person is reluctant to abandon a strategy or course of action because they have invested heavily in it,
I
even
think
when it is clear that abandonment would be more beneficial.
I think the best example for this, just for anyone to kind of understand, imagine playing slots with your money.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm just few wins away. I'm just few wins away. I just gotta play a little bit more. I'm just few wins
That
away.
was the gambler's fallacy.
The
It's
sunken
also
cost would be like
I don't think that's
I've
gambler's
already
fallacy.
gambled. If
Yeah.
if
I don't
you're
think it's
saying
gambler's fallacy. That's different because it's more of a probability thing.
well, if you say I've already gambled £10,000, so I would lose if I don't keep gambling. I think that's sunken cost fallacy.
Yeah, that's sunk cost. Yeah.
Yeah. I see.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me
like you
text
could
her.
say, like I've
Maybe she can
invested
join.
10 years of my life researching flat Earth. How dare you?
Oh, that was the different one. Okay, the one that I just the actual good example, it's an abusive relationship. That's the one. That works with time sunk cost fallacy. Trying to fix a relationship that you know is abusive because you've invested so much time in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also could be just like a double down effect. She could be saying, well, she could be like so invested in the fact that she worked hard on this book that like no matter what, she's not going to change her mind.
It just feels to me like I haven't read obviously all the book yet, but it just feels to me like the fallacy that she's making. I don't know how to name the fallacy in particular, but she's doing this thing where she essentially just looks at how B12 was discovered because it was discovered, and she feels like that means it was invented, it wasn't real, it was just created by others. So she's not really looking at empirical evidence about it, or
Yeah, that's why I
whether
don't
that
even
micro.
like. I'm willing to debate this person because I don't even need empirics to like prove B12 is healthy. I would just ask like, do you think germs exist? Like, just like ask questions like that. It's like they were discovered at one point. Do you think germs exist? And if they just like bite the bullet, like I don't think germs exist. Like just expose
No,
them
I think she
publicly as just like a
believes.
quack.
I think they'll be qualified enough to go into a be a health expert in America.
That's sad. Well, we do have RFK Jr., so yeah.
Yeah, true.
I texted her in the hopes that maybe she'll join, but I doubt it. Well, I
Yeah, I would
texted
just
as
ask
in I put
questions
it in
like
the
that. Like,
comments.
if it, for all things, if something is discovered, then it doesn't exist. It's just like it's ridiculous. It's just
Yeah, and the problem is that the thing is people who don't have enough nutritional knowledge, like her book is written in a way where you can kind of believe the narrative, right? Because if you don't have enough nutritional knowledge, if you already have a little bit of you don't trust the government or stuff, because that's kind of the area where he goes in, then it's kind of easy to fall prey to what she's saying. um, so yeah, I don't that's what I don't like about it.
yeah. The kind of the tactic here is to just meet them where they're at, and then think of other things that they're making the claim about. So if B12 was discovered in whatever year, therefore it's invented. Just think of anything else that was discovered, like I don't know, isotopes or atoms being split for nuclear powers. Like these things don't exist because they were discovered. It's like, do you hold this
But she
true for
doesn't
any other thing,
her
or is it
claim
just
is not that
B12?
it was discovered, FYI. Like, her claim is that it was invented. That's her claim, right? Because in reality, it was isolated. The exact compound B12 cobalamin was isolated from what was it, cow's liver or something, right? So we, I think the story goes like, for pernicious anemia, they knew that you can feed them cow's liver against pernicious anemia, but nobody understood exactly why that works. So this person, who, by the way, got 2 Nobel Prizes, if I'm not mistaken, um, isolated that compound. And amongst isolating the compound, of course, also got to name it and all of this, right? So in a sense, it is discovered, but in another sense, it's also like made, right? Because that's how organic chemistry
Yeah, yeah. So
works.
I would the way I would question that is, do you believe vitamin C exists? And if they say yes, it's like, did you know they used to use limes to treat scurvy? They didn't know that vitamin C existed. And then yeah, you would just look up when they extracted vitamin C from citrus fruit or whatever chemical process they used, and it's the same shit.
No, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because vitamin C was extracted in a lab at some point. They used to know in the 1700s, like, oh, we need to feed this person limes and oranges to treat the scurvy or prevent it. And they didn't know that vitamin C was a thing, but now we do. Do they hold the same stance with that? And if they don't, then what is the asymmetry with that and B12? And if it's just like storytelling conspiracy at that point, you just like dismiss it. It's just like, okay, cool story, bro.
It's a good way of tackling it. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that's like the quack way is just think of like any other and if they just like bite the bullets, like yeah, I don't think vitamin C exists either, and then just like run down the gamut, like find X nutrient that treats Y disease, they extracted it at some point. Do you believe it exists? If they just like bite the bullet that none of them exist, they were all invented. It's just like absurdity. Like just publicly expose and shame them at that point. Like
Wait, Hench Herbivore biggest fan is in the chat of L and wants to debate us. Come on, Hench Herbivore biggest fan, join us.
Oh no, they're being a
Have a
coward.
conversation.
They're saying they're saying, oh, Discord asks too much, and they said it's self-evident. They're making the claim that you can't endlessly deny that literally all crops are for animals. That's I don't know about you, but I've never made the claim that all crops are for animals. Otherwise, how am I eating?
I've never heard that claim either.
You know
Same.
what?
He's also being childish because you
yeah.
said he's a coward, and now he's
He's
like, "You're the
quoting-
coward."
I'm gonna
He's
help you, Hench
quoted-
Herbivore Biggest Fan. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide you from the channel, and you can make your way back. All you have to do is come in the Discord and debate. If you don't do it, you don't vocally debate one of us, you're not coming back. But I'm helping you here, trust me.
We'll be nice too.
Yeah,
We'll make
come
sure
on.
it's just
He's
one-on-one
straw
and it's
manning
moderated.
Hench,
Yeah.
Herbivore, and myself.
Yeah, like you're just like impersonating somebody, and you're being cringe as hell, and you won't substantiate your claims, and you're claiming things are self-evident, and you're completely straw manning the vegan position. What fucking vegan on this planet has told you vegans don't eat crops? Are you a donut?
What?
I'm a breatharian myself, but maybe you guys eat crops.
I photosynthesize, or however you say that word. Oh,
I
Willmonger,
eat
we just
chemically
mentioned
I
you.
only
synthesized.
eat apples.
Willmonger, would you be willing to publicly debate nutrition with a non-vegan?
Vegan gay, they sound familiar. Like, how do I know them? Like, they're not vegan apparently. I, hey,
What?
hey,
No,
I
Vegan
don't know.
Gaze is well, it's Vegan Gaze's channel. They had a debate with
Hi.
Joe and Apex 9 this afternoon, and he was said he will go vegan if it's proven that he can be healthy. Is that the correct claim?
Yeah, basically the claim would cash out to if it's shown to me that I can be as healthy as a vegetarian, as a vegan. If I drop milk, then I will go vegan. That's kind of how I understood it.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be interested in that combo then.
Yeah, and I'm happy
I'm gonna
to.
give
Vegan
you
Gaze is a
perms
super
to.
vegan.
So
I'm
vegan.
gonna give you perms to give like to have a conversation with them to like I don't know, like iron out things before you have a debate. So and I'll ping you where you can discuss things with them.
Yeah,
And,
just
like,
schedule with L, Vegan Gaze in here is L, and just schedule. Apex was good at showing up on time and everything, so.
Yeah, I suppose it's not
Just get it.
necessary like that I am the mod, but I guess it'd be sequential, so it'd be cool.
So, you guys, you said like today afternoon? Like it's already afternoon for me. So like,
Oh no, not
like,
today. Yeah, I haven't had dinner
Okay,
yet,
okay.
so I
It's in
can.
5
yeah,
minutes.
okay.
Get ready
5 minutes.
now.
Wait,
Get
wait,
ready
wait,
Now,
wait.
it's in 5
Yeah,
minutes.
okay,
No,
fine.
you would.
Let's run through it.
Yeah, you would agree
Okay,
in a
yeah, no, it
debate
makes
prop,
sense.
and then get it scheduled.
Yeah.
And then it would be on her channel, and it would be live.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and yeah, so do you like have like how data driven like is your current position right now? Like would it be like beneficial to like hand across studies and stuff, like try to evaluate sort of I
I
don't
don't
know,
think
like
he
a
has
very
any data, and he doesn't know anything on this. But yeah, you would basically share you would do a study share, because it's an empirical debate, and then you can do that beforehand. And I mean, you're absolutely gonna like own the debate, because
yeah.
I don't think he knows anything other than like I need milk healthy.
Yeah. So to be clear, it's not the same vegan gays in this channel right now we're talking about? Or-
Yeah,
No. So Vegan
I'd be the mod.
Gaze
I was the moderator.
invited.
I wasn't
Yeah.
making the milk claim. I'm a vegan.
Okay. So there's another vegan gays.
No,
Okay.
no.
Like, I was
A
thinking
super
No.
vegan.
Bro. So
No, the
Okay. So now, just to clarify, there was a debate
Yeah.
between Joe and the Apex Predator or Apex something.
Apex
The
Mind.
Apex Mind. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
the
okay.
Apex
So I'm not
Mind that was
debating vegan
moderated
gays.
by
No,
Vegan
no,
Gaze.
I'm
please.
debating Apex.
No.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
That's good.
I'm gonna take this as a chance to just
But-
say I'm
but-
gonna hop off
Bro.
and turn off the stream now. I need
Alright.
dinner. I need
But
my.
before that, before that, Will, before you even agree to the debate, you have to say which one
See you
has
later,
the better
Vijay.
mustache. Is it Felix or Axel?
Bye everyone. Okay, yeah. Let me just get rid of that. Thank you so much to everyone who came to this stream. Just know during this time, if you've been removed from the channel, I am literally happy to actually hear your voice in a debate. If you would like, come starve VG by debating her. I mean, to be fair, if someone debates me right now, I will starve. If someone right now is like, "Oh, come debate you," do it right now, and I will not end this stream. Right now, right now. No one's doing it. Okay, cool. Well, I want to say thank you so much to the super chatters, to the tippers. Thank you for supporting the channel. This will remain up. This will not be a members only stream. I have a long form video coming out on Sunday. I want to say thank you to my patrons and channel members who support my work on not only YouTube but on Instagram and on TikTok. I do short form content over there. I'm also like uploading to my other channel on YouTube, the Vegan Gay Shorts. Thinking of like maybe reviving Salads, the channel, for other people's voices and other debates. But yeah, I want to try and make more time to stream and stuff, but I have to work, so it's not always viable. But yeah, thank you so much. I do hope you're well. I don't remember how to end the stream, if I'm honest. It's been a few weeks. I think I just click on the end broadcast and it should do it. So I'm going to do that. Thank you very much.